You're back. Dove Men Plus Care. Care for what matters.
Be one with it, and it will be one with you. Be one with your tires, and the road will be one with you. Hankook Tires.
Allstate wants everyone to be protected on the road, whether you're an Allstate customer or not. All you have to do is call.
Call and sign up for Good Hands Roadside Assistance today.
Are you in good hands?
Behind John Kruk is the Baseball Tonight team, and behind them are the most insightful opinions in the game.
This is New York, and it's not about getting your feet wet. You got to win from opening day onward.
It takes more than one man to get a day's worth of baseball in 60 minutes. It takes a team. Baseball Tonight, every night on ESPN.
We're always looking for ways to create a better viewing experience. So we started experimenting with a laugh track.
Hi there, welcome to Sports Center. Back alongside John Anderson. I'm Jay Harris.
If it helps get just one person to laugh at sports, then it's worth it.
Birdie putt? Would it go? No.
It's not without its flaws, but we think it gives the show a wider appeal.
So how's this all work?
When someone pays a bill online, the money comes here. We hold it, and then after 3 days, we send it back out.
Why 3 days?
We'd hold it for longer, but the timers only go up to 3.
Well, why don't you do it like Fifth Third Bank? They can deliver most online bill payments in 24 hours or less.
With checking from Fifth Third Bank, your money gets where it needs to go faster. Fifth Third Bank, the curious bank.
Introducing GMC Pro-Grade Protection, the industry's best pickup coverage. 2 comprehensive warranties, and now scheduled maintenance. Why so confident? Let's just say we've done our homework. Built to a higher standard. Covered to stay that way. That's professional grade. Now use your package discount to get this specially equipped GMC Sierra for a total value of $6,000. Or current GMC owners trade up for a total value of $8,000. Plus get the industry's best pickup coverage, including 2 years of scheduled maintenance.
It might do. ESPN2's coverage of Mexico Premier Division continues Saturday night. Cruz Azul hosting second place Atlas Liga MX. Saturday, 9:30 Eastern on ESPN2 as we approach the kick here at Estadio Azteca. Herculez Gomez plays for Santos here in Mexico. Said something interesting the other day. We're talking about the rivalry. Says, I play in CONCACAF Champions League for my club team. We'll play an MLS team. Says, it's a sensation for me, Herc said, that I'm almost behind enemy lines, sitting in my dressing room listening to Mexican players talk about how much it means to play a U.S. team. He says, I can imagine that threefold over in the Mexico dressing room.
Hercules is getting an incredible view in, because for those of us that never had that opportunity, we just had a perception of what was going on over there, but they take it as seriously as the U.S. Team does. It's something that's grown and gotten better. I think it's the greatest rivalry in the world. I know I'm biased, but when I think you look at the fact that obviously the proximity of the countries, but also the fact that started out all Mexico, then the U.S. got good, then Mexico got good, and it just gets bigger and better every single year, and I love it.
Jorge, I was struck by the fact that Herc said it was as if I was behind enemy lines.
Well, I tell you what, let me tell you, there are many other great rivalry like Brazil-Argentina. It's fantastic also, but I will say Mexico today feel comfortable against U.S. Mexico knows that it's better, much better than U.S. today, unless something could happen here close to a miracle.
I mean, this is a normal situation. I mean, especially at club level. You'll have players like myself who were in other countries playing for other teams, and you have those rivals. I had a couple of German players playing in England, and they reminded those German players of the 5-0 win over and over and over again. So I understand what Hercules is going through.
You can feel and hear the vibration of noise building up to support Mexico, but John Sutcliffe, the support vocally and nationally, especially here at Azteca for this team. Small crowd last summer for the friendly, only 44,000 here for the draw with Jamaica. We are told it will be sellout tonight, but it's yet to be full. What about the support for this team?
Oh, it's essential, Bob, and they even lowered some of the prices from the game against Jamaica. I just spoke with the PR of the Mexican Federation. It's a sellout. I think it's a late arriving crowd, a lot of traffic to get to this part of the city. But it's key. I think they found a way through sponsors to make sure to get a sellout crowd, especially what we were talking about. Last time against Jamaica, the crowd turned against them, and they just need fan support. Sometimes this becomes like a VIP event, not necessarily the real fans come to see the Mexican team because of the ticket prices.
In fact, John, didn't you say it's almost like a Super Bowl crowd?
Yep.
The moneyed crowd.
Yep.
Well, the flags are making their appearances. We await the appearance of the two sides. It was surprising to see that, in fact, that night against Jamaica, that scoreless draw that began Mexico's run in this round of qualification. And Jamaica, by the way, had a number of days at this altitude to train. Scoreless draw, outplayed Mexico, and didn't take long, did it not, Jorge, for the Mexican crowd to turn on their team.
I will tell you, tonight could happen the same thing if for the 5 minutes into the second half, Mexico hasn't been able to score, things could change dramatically from the fans to the players of the L3.
I think that's a little bit of a problem that this very talented Mexican team really hasn't scored off the chances that they've created in the numbers that you would expect. And I think the American team needs to be a little bit wary, because I think at any time this Mexican team is ready to break out.
Can I add something? Today Oribe Peralta is not there. I think this is the best Mexican team that Chepo can put on the field. Only one striker and then surrender from playmakers. I think they are going to have many possibilities.
And on the other side, we talked to Jurgen Klinsmann this morning, and I asked him point blank, give me a percentage in terms of what this team is for the U.S. And he said, well, it's probably 50 to 80% of what his ultimate U.S. team would be. And I'll tell you what, 50 to 80%, let's put it in the middle, let's call it 65%. No chance you can come into Mexico City with that. If this U.S. team isn't pragmatic, and I think they have to absorb pressure and counter. If they try to push and they try to high press, Mexico will break that pressure, and they won't get one, they won't get two, they will get three.
Your eye drawn there to Matt Beasley, earning his second cap tonight in central defense because of a hamstring injury to Clarence Guzan. You heard the arrivals of just the substitutes on the bench, and the passion so evident. You don't see that at the Super Bowl all the time. And Mexico with Reyes, they've got their own question. A young defender, Jorge.
Yeah, he's a young defender, but a very experienced, already played in the Olympics. He played for America. He played Copa Libertadores. I mean, it's no problem with his age. He's great. He's going to play in Portugal. No problem at all. He's as good as Massa Rodriguez, believe me.
Jurgen Klinsmann has done well as a player and as a coach against Mexico. Well, the local papers call him Coco del Tri, the bogeyman of El Tri, pointing out that he had a goal against Mexico in the World Cup back in 1998 and played in a scoreless draw here at Azteca. Also played in a draw on the road in Dresden back in 1992, and of course coached the United States for that win back in August, and his first match ever as head coach of the USA 20 months ago in Philadelphia, a draw against Mexico, and of course coaching Germany to the Confederations Cup, 4-3 victory over Mexico. So Klinsmann is known in Mexico, and here are tonight's teams, and here at full volume up to 11 is the sound of Azteca.
Aficionados, demostremos nuestra educación y nobleza. Respetemos en absoluto silencio el himno de Estados Unidos. En este momento damos la bienvenida a los equipos de México y Estados Unidos. A continuación, señoras y señores, escucharemos con todo respeto las notas de nuestro himno nacional.
Whether you're a fan of El Tri or the red, white, and blue, this is a special place at a special moment. Clint Dempsey, the captain, the Yanks, they're here in some force. We're back to Azteca after this.
Would you rather play basketball in a big fancy stadium or in a small driveway? Yes.
A big fancy stadium.
Oh, really? Why is that?
Because you could fit more fans in there.
Oh, do you have a lot of fans?
Yes.
You believe in yourself?
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
No, I meant to raise my hand.
Oh.
It's not complicated. Bigger is better. And AT&T has the nation's largest 4G network.
Any moment not riding it is a moment you wish you were. Can-Am Spyder. With exclusive Y-frame design and patented vehicle stability system, you've never felt so connected to the road. Discover riding reinvented at canam.brp.com. Ride a Can-Am Spyder now for as low as $199 a month.
Suits aren't just worn 9 to 5 anymore. So right now it's buy one, get one free on most everything in the store. Because today, men are looking just as good off the clock as on. You're gonna like the way you look. I guarantee it.
Be one with it, and it will be one with you. Be one with your tires, and the road will be one with you. Hankook Tires.
Welcome back to the Azteca Stadium, world famous and what could be a tumultuous night. In the hexagonal, it's Mexico against the United States, the 61st edition of one of the world's greatest football rivalries. My pleasure in the commentary booth tonight to be joined by Taylor Twellman and Alejandro Moreno. And what a night this might be. Well, listen. Taylor, first of all, your question. Who is the United States player, the Gatorade performance player for you?
Ian and Alejandro, no doubt Brad Guzan will have to make saves like Tim Howard did last August, but it's his ability to come off his line that could really help his inexperienced center backs deal with the crosses that Mexico will create. No doubt whatsoever that Guzan will have to be huge tonight.
Guzan playing against Mexico for the first time. He's one of only 3 players, though, who haven't played in this stadium before. Remember, the USA did win that friendly here 7 months ago, their first ever win on Mexican soil. And the USA in an all-white outfit tonight, playing Mexico, decided to change their normal colors as well. Not the green, it's all black for Mexico, who haven't won yet in this group. Only 2 points from the first 2 games, and a bit of pressure on the coach, Alejandro.
There's certainly pressure on this coach. 3 points today are a must. He's built enough equity to be part of this national team for a while, but they have to win tonight.
Giovanni Dos Santos, such a tricky little player. They play just behind Chicharito. This is Guardado. Straight away, just as the United States expected, Mexico will try to come fast out the box. It's not the worst ball from Giovanni Dos Santos, but Guzan will be thankful for that nice early catch. What an atmosphere here. The USA, maybe only just across the border, but they know they're a long way from home here. Close to 100,000 fans in this stadium. Here's Jeff Cameron, again at right back. 2 enforced changes, remember, for the USA. Jermaine Jones injured, Clarence Goodson injured. What a test for the central defenders. Omar Gonzalez with just 5 caps, and Matt Beasley of Sporting Kansas City with only 1 going into this.
Keep in mind, though, that there's an understanding between Gonzalez and Matt Beasley. They trained in January for 3 weeks together, and I think when Jurgen Klinsmann was looking at his starting 11, whether or not to move Maurice Edu at center back, bring in Kyle Beckerman, I think he's begging on that, the fact that Gonzalez, Beasley, they're on the same page since January.
January camp is not Azteca Stadium. It is not Azteca. January camp and game against Canada is not the same environment, it's not the same game, it's not the same kind of pace.
Cameron filling the right back position he usually does now in the English Premier League for Stoke City. He'll have a job on his hands with Guardado tonight, who's one of the tormentors in chief usually. Now here's Dempsey looking to make progress. Jurgen Klinsmann said he wants to go eye to eye with Mexico here, play high up the pitch. That does carry risk. So Zusi with the cross in towards Altidore. It's a bold statement of intent by Jurgen Klinsmann, isn't it?
I think it is. On the other hand, though, look at the first 3 minutes of this game. This game's been played in Mexico's end. Why not come out, put them on the forefront? We saw Jamaica come in here, put Mexico on their heels. Why not?
They had a great chance in that game as well, Jamaica, who have actually won it too. Bradley will sit just in front of the defence, and that defence might take a bit of shielding here as well. Dempsey finds himself in some space. Loves to come from deep, and with 7 goals already in this World Cup qualifying campaign. Beasley has overhit his cross. Let's go to one of our touchline reporters tonight, John Sutcliffe.
Ian, yesterday, Jose Manuel de la Torre in a press conference asked the fans to get involved, to start booing the U.S. team, taking into account what happened when they turned against them in the Jamaica game. And you know, it's not the 96,000 yet that we were told it was a sellout crowd, but little by little the fans are warming up. But I think their patience will run out if Mexico doesn't generate some offense.
Thank you, John. That will be interesting to watch. It's the last thing, of course, the Mexican players need, with home advantage, massive home advantage. The altitude factor as well is for the fans to turn on them. That might not happen until much later on. Here's Torres Nilo, the left back. He's done well there. This is Giovanni Dos Santos again, finding plenty of space and playing pretty wide early, Dos Santos.
Yeah, and that's the combination that you have to be concerned if you're Jeff Cameron. Graham Zusi was in front of him. He has to step out and not leave him isolated.
The referee's seeing something he doesn't like, just a bit of pushing and shoving, and he's just, I think, making the point, I'm on the case here. It's Walter Alexander Lopez from Guatemala, the referee. He's only 32. He's one of FIFA's high flyers. And now I have to watch this here, because any pushing and shoving, he's made a statement of intent, the referee, that he might pull it up. Zusi won the header. It's Gomez helping out his defence. Remember, the United States in 14 visits to Mexico in World Cup qualifiers have got just 1 point in a goalless draw in 1997. That's how hard it is. Here's another thing as well, fellas. In these Mexico-USA clashes, the away team hasn't won for 41 years in qualifiers.
So what you're telling me is that it's going to be difficult for the United States to get a result tonight then, huh?
We're hinting at that, yes. Here's Omar Gonzalez. Real chance for him tonight to really come of age as an American central defender. Same too for Beasley. Beasley at the back there. On the other hand, the possibility exists that they might be found out too by the size of the job. Is Carlos Salcido being deployed these days as a midfield man and up against his old Fulham mate, Clint Dempsey. Same area of the pitch they'll be operating in a lot of the time. This is the new boy, Reyes, feeding it inside to Salcido. Just 20, Reyes. It's only his 4th cap and he's playing on his home ground. It's Club America, his team play here at the Azteca. Here's Guardado. Now Torres Nilo. Olays from the Mexican fans. Guardado across to Zavala and then wide for Aquino here. And that's good work from DaMarcus Beasley. That is a huge confrontation tonight. DaMarcus Beasley, the rookie left back, emergency left back, and Aquino.
But Ian, what stopped that play was he was tucked inside off of Beasler's back shoulder. So then when that ball goes out wide, he's allowed to close it down. Well done.
Salcido goes long. Aquino's got in behind. DaMarcus Beasley here. And was there a little shove there? The linesman seems to think there was. Now, where was that? Was it just outside? It's a yellow card for Beasley, who was caught out positionally there. It is outside. He's given it.
Well, the U.S. talked about it all week long that they do not want Salcido to be able to pick up his head and hit that 40-yard, 50-yard ball over the top of the outside backs. Beasley gets caught too high. Wow. Early yellow card. Now the rest of the game, that's in the back of Beasley's mind.
That's clearly a foul, though. It's two-handed push. Can't argue against that.
They've got to watch Chicharito around the near post here. Scored 2 like that in the game against Honduras. Wood, it goes fizzing across the face of goal from Giovanni Dos Santos. Didn't get the touch it needed, Alejandro.
No, it certainly didn't, but you now see Mexico starting to establish themselves in the game. It's actually a pretty good cross in, and Guzan wasn't too sure about it. When Mexico is able to get rhythm, and they started moving the ball side to side, sprinkled by a penetrating pass that cuts out defenders, that's when they become very, very dangerous.
Really tremendous atmosphere in here in this citadel of world football. Stage 2 World Cup finals, 1970 and 1986. Zavala doesn't find Aquino this time. Aquino's one of the new wave who've come through the Olympic triumph and has been fast-tracked into the senior team. He's a real little bundle of trouble, isn't he?
Well, he certainly is. He's pacey, he's slippery, he's very good. He goes inside, he goes outside, and he's going to put tremendous amount of pressure on DaMarcus Beasley throughout the course of 90 minutes.
My favorite part about Aquino's game, Alejandro, is how far he pulls out wide. It really isolates that left back one-on-one.
Guardado operating slightly more centrally here. Bundled over, but the referee not giving it. Cameron on Chicharito. Away by Beasley. Degree course for him in there tonight. They've got to keep the passing slick and be able to hold on to the ball to gain respite, the United States here. Loris Seydoux getting his first start in the last 7 games because of that injury to Jermaine Jones, who's flown back to
Germany to rejoin his club Schalke. Ankle and foot up the size of a balloon after the game the other night. Guardado to take a touch off an American boot. Sabala feeding the ball wide to Mesa, the right back, and once again here's Aquino, and that's this match again, him against DaMarcus Beasley. I think they're going to target that area all right.
Well, if you remember last August, Ian, Aquino came into the second half. He was against DaMarcus Beasley and ate him alive for about 15, 16 minutes.
Some of the pressure taken off the United States with the 3 points against Costa Rica, though goodness knows how we got through the 90 minutes there. It's a game which will live on, I think, in American soccer folklore, that one. It's about 40 degrees warmer here. Out of play this time. There's Jurgen Klinsmann. The Mexican fans will remember him. One of his goals helped to knock them out of the 1998 World Cup in Montpellier. Said this morning, I'm confident.
Oh, and he looked it, didn't he? The energy walking into the room, very confident with the starting 11 as well.
Beasley just caught out a little bit there. Giovanni Dos Santos is a good block.
They're calling a penalty.
Well,
the linesman put his flag up.
It'll be worth looking up at again. Surely must have been ball to hand. Aquino once more, the flag staying down here, and the American defense nearly caught out again, and all the trouble is coming down the American left-hand side here. They're beginning to turn the screw a bit, Taylor.
Yeah, and that's what you're starting to see. Michael Bradley and Maurice Edu were talking to each other, and that ball was cleared out to stay more connected in front of Beasley and Gonzalez.
Remember, this is a United States team without about 11 players for one reason or another, mostly injury. Carlos Bocanegra not picked. Landon Donovan on his sabbatical still. Is Bradley. Zusi. Back to Jeff Cameron. One of 6 European-based players in the American team. 3 from Major League Soccer and 2 who play here in Mexico. That's DaMarcus Beasley and Herculez Gomez. Torres Nilo, 1 or 2 doubts whether he might be suspended for this game. There seemed to be mass confusion, even among the Mexican journalists, but it turns out he had only collected 1 yellow card so far, despite 1 or 2 reports suggesting it was 2. Now, Dempsey's picked it up here for the United States. Captain, of course, now. Gomez making a run, and it's a very good ball from Dempsey to feed him as well. Altidore was waiting in the middle. That was the best yet from the US.
Perfect timing of that run from Gomez, but it was also Clint Dempsey realizing that he had Gomez trailing. That's the part of the game, though. You need Josie Altidore to get in front of that defender and get near post.
Now, set pieces.
This is easily the US's advantage here.
Cameron is very tall, and he gets the header and nearly scores as well. Goodness me, or was there a push? Yeah, it wouldn't have counted anyway. It's given a free kick, the referee.
But look at the targets the U.S. has. You've got Gonzalez, Bradley, Cameron, Dempsey, Altidore. Easily an advantage for the U.S. on set pieces. They have to capitalize on these.
Tell me why this is a free kick.
I'm not sure there's a foul there. He's first to the ball. He beats him to the spot. It's not a foul.
That had gone in. Would have been a massive controversy, I'd say. It looked to me like Cameron might have been fouled. Torres Nilo plays it inside. His Guardado, he's winning his 90th cap, and he's deserved them all. Giovanni Dos Santos, he goes wide.
It is amazing, the understanding between Guardado and Chicharito, Alejandro. Immediately when Guardado picks up his head, Chicharito's making that run.
And here is where Bradley pushes down Chicharito, and see the linesman. He's going to get his flag up, and he's calling for a penalty. The referee waves him off.
That would have been a tough penalty call if you ask me.
By the way, the official on that far side is the referee's brother, would you believe?
Apparently it was his stepbrother.
Must be some kind of a first, that, keeping it in the family among the officials. Think Chicharito had a case, Alejandro?
I think he did. It's a two-handed push by Michael Bradley, and unnecessary.
I'm sure that'll be one of about 1,000 talking points before we're through here tonight.
But again, it's Chicharito being able to beat defenders to the spot. He knows where the ball is going to go. He beats you to the space, and he was going to get in a very dangerous position.
Shocked you find that a forward falling over is a foul.
Well, that's a low blow there.
Do you tend to find how these incidents are read differently by players who played in different positions? This time the offside flag is up. Chicharito a long way offside. Now then, let's have a look at this again. Was Chicharito fouled here by Bradley?
Well, it's a two-handed push.
Yeah, but this is at slow-mo right now. Is the referee seeing that at full speed?
Well, the referee's not, but the linesman did.
No penalty for me.
He happened away from the ball, didn't it, as well? But the linesman was flagging, and the ref chose not to consult his brother. Dos Santos again, he's very lively early on, a well-travelled player. Aquino towards Zabala, who's got forward from midfield. Player that the coach De La Torre likes a lot now. Guardado looking for little 1-2s around the edge of the box. Mexicans looking for their first win in this hexagonal group. Now Bradley's been caught out there by Dos Santos. Lovely little chip through. Beasley does well with his header there, covering the movement. What a night for Matt Beasley. Crossed in here towards Dos Santos again. He's everywhere early on.
Well, what a night. 19 minutes into this game. Nerves haven't been a part of it for Beasley.
As Jurgen Klinsmann was saying, he's going to get some answers about some players here tonight. Josie Altidore. Now Bradley. Maurice Edu. Wide for Jeff Cameron. Gomez was the target on the back post. He'll be used to playing in this stadium from his time with Santos Laguna. He said it's very difficult playing here, but it's not impossible. So far, the US being asked plenty of questions, but crucially, they've got through the first 20 minutes or so without conceding. Dempsey was looking for a bit more support. It's to Santos again. Watch Hernandez's movement. And there's going to be a yellow card here. A second one for the United States. Beasley this time. We've got Beasley and Beasler in the book already.
Well, when Giovanni Dos Santos gets ahead of speed and he's able to come at you, he's very difficult to stop. Beasler dives in, and it's a clear yellow card. Might have actually been a very good foul because Chicharito Hernandez was making the run off the shoulder of Omar Gonzalez behind the play, and it could have been a very dangerous situation for the U.S.
Alejandro, I think the cliche of choice is he took one for the team. It's a long time to avoid another. Dos Santos again. It bounced a bit awkwardly in front of Brad Guzan, but he was always covering it. in great form for Aston Villa this season. And stepping in here yet again for Tim Howard, who's out with a back injury at the moment. Mexico again looking inventive and finding little gaps between the midfield and US defense. Zabala wide, and here's Aquino again to the near post. Comes Hernandez, that's what he does. Thinks quicker than everybody, got there, couldn't finish it this time.
No, and this is what we saw in August last year, is that Chicharito would find these half a yards in front of the US defenders, but he wasn't as clinical in front of the net. I'll argue with you that Omar Gonzalez, he does a good enough job. Yes, he doesn't win that ball, but he's in between Chicharito and the goal here. That's good defending from the center back.
Omar Gonzalez of Los Angeles Galaxy, of course. Cap number 6 for him. His uncle used to play in Mexico for Monterrey. Massive moment to be playing against Mexico in the Azteca. There's the skipper, Dempsey, to Edu. Zusi does well with his cushioned layoff to Cameron. Cameron again getting forward down the right-hand side. ESPN's presentation of this World Cup qualifier brought to you by TGA Fridays. In here, it's always Friday. And by Travelocity, the world is waiting. Go and smell the roses. Could be a long night for the US defense.
Well, especially now when you're 23 minutes into this game, Alejandro, and 2 of your 4 defenders have yellow cards.
Yeah, and they're going to be under a lot of pressure throughout the course of 90 minutes. So the fact of the matter is that the U.S. must be able to have prolonged times with the possession of the ball. They cannot give the ball right back to Mexico. If they give the ball right back to Mexico, they're going to be in trouble throughout the course of 90 minutes.
You're watching the big World Cup qualifier, the grudge match. Mexico against the United States, live from Estadio Azteca in Mexico City. Herculez Gomez is the target. Tries to knock it down to Altidore. Is on a bit of a scoring drought for the United States at the moment, though he put in a pretty good shift the other night in the snow in Denver.
He's easily coming off his best performance in the last 6 months for the U.S. But remind you that the last corner kick the U.S. had, Gonzalez will go near post, and then Cameron's going to follow him. He's going to try to use either Dempsey or Gonzalez as that pick.
Can they do something from the set piece again? Plenty of white shirts in there for the USA. Not with deliveries like that, they won't.
And you cannot waste those opportunities when you're playing here at Estadio Azteca. These are the sort of chances that the U.S. has to take advantage of. You saw the Honduras game. Mexico gives up opportunities in set pieces. They don't mark well in set pieces, and this is a strength of the United States.
Goes out of play, gives us a chance to update you on the other games going on tonight in CONCACAF. Costa Rica, Michael Umania with the goal to put them ahead against Jamaica, and Panama are leading Honduras by 1-0. Honduras topping the group early on, but this is their first away game. It's little Aquino again. Dos Santos looking very classy. They subbed him at the weekend. Tries to find Aquino once more. Again, the USA shut the door. Here comes the corner kick. Zabala couldn't reach it. Still might be something, though. Jorge Torres Nilo with the cross. Bradley charging it down. I wonder how much the U.S. players are feeling the altitude.
Well, I think this is the most pleasant of the last 4 or 5 qualifiers that the U.S. have played in Azteca. It's at nighttime. It's not that, I mean, it's not hot at all. They've had an altitude game in Denver, I think these are the best circumstances in a long, long time for the Americans.
Still 1.5 miles high, though, here.
But it's a beautiful night to be at 1.5 miles here.
I'm told it does rather tug at the lungs a bit, particularly early on in a game.
And in the back of your mind, you know Michael Bradley's carrying a yellow card. He has to be extremely careful in situations like these.
So Mexico with the free kick. As always, all to the back post, and they've missed the chance with the header there. Zabala had got forward, and he was completely free.
And that simply cannot happen. This is a strength for the U.S., right? We can all agree on that. Set pieces, you cannot allow a guy totally wide open in the back post.
And they're so busy watching Chicharito and wondering what he's doing that it might give the opportunity to one or two others to steal forward, and I think that's what Zabala was up to there.
Well, and they worked on this all day yesterday in the sense that Zavala likes to peel off the back shoulder. The problem is Jeff Cameron was in no man's land.
It was interesting talking to Omar Gonzalez yesterday. He said, I'm going to need a swivel in my head, I think, defending here. It'll be a case of putting out fires before they start, was how he put it.
But Ian, that's also the power of Azteca, because communication is virtually impossible. So when you're defending on set pieces, whether it's backdoor picks or running into each other, you have to be very astute with who's around you. Jeff Cameron got caught.
Taylor, you have to get a body on the guy. You cannot be 3 yards away from him. That's just simply unacceptable.
So Mexico still awaiting their first home goal of the hexagonal. They sailed through the first round of qualifying with barely a hiccup. This is Moreno, the central defender. Finds a good ball too, doesn't he, to Hernandez. Play on, says the referee. Torres, Nilo, they're looking for the near post and could not quite finish it off.
And again, it's the place interchange, it's the movement, it's the quick passing in the final third. You see a third man running here. Chicharito turns on the ball. Third man running with Torres, Nilo. Good run into the near post by Chicharito. And you expect the best finisher in this region and one of the best finishers in the world to put this in the back of the net.
It's a great move. It deserved a goal. It didn't get it. He still hasn't scored against the United States.
The place interchange in that particular play, where you have guys popping in different spaces and running into different spaces. That third man running with Torres, Nilo down the left-hand side, and the movement in the box was excellent by Mexico.
And Alejandro, where does that come from? It comes from Granado tucking inside, which then makes it a nightmare for Jeff Cameron.
Away by DaMarcus Beasley, who, by the way, is winning his 99th cap tonight, about to join the US 100 club. And again, he's just slightly caught up in a position. Did find Aquino. It was a good recovery, though. I'm going to get the corner kick here.
These are silly mistakes. Mistakes that a guy who's his 99th cap, he cannot be making this sort of mistake.
I think we're seeing that the position is unfamiliar to him once or twice, aren't we? Positionally, starting positions. Different test to the other night. Here comes the third corner for the Mexicans. The US at the moment very much in survival mode, not much more. Well, the plan was to press high as much as possible, but that has proved a forlorn hope, really. The Mexicans have dominated the ball, had a couple of chances, will feel they should be ahead by now, but they're not. Zabala again. They're playing very, very well, in fact.
And much better there from Beasley, getting his body between the ball and the player and allowing his speed to take over and staying with the runner as they're making the run into the box.
Let's get a touchline report from Monica Gonzalez.
Well, Ian, you mentioned it a minute ago about starting positions, and DaMarcus Beasley is starting so far inside. You talked about the respect that they have for Dos Santos and Chicharito, but what's happening is Javier Aquino is starting all the way out on the touchline, that it's making it very hard for Beasley to go all the way out there. He's dealing with the player running out in full speed, and that's why he's getting beat right now on the left side. Ian?
Thank you, Monica. That's been one of the feature battles, if not the feature battle. Dempsey's found a little pocket of space here. I'll be very aware of the threat that he can pose. And Dempsey stayed down as well, too, which is a little concern for the US. And he recently back from a calf injury, which kept him out of 5 Tottenham Hotspur games. Gonzalez went in to attack it. It's his job. He's the one with the license to come out and try to win the ball from that back four. And don't forget, Major League Soccer's Game of the Week returns on Sunday, the 7th of April. Chicago Fire hosting Thierry Henry and the New York Red Bulls. That's at 5 Eastern, ESPN2, live as well on Watch ESPN, if that suits you better. Zabala, cut out by Beasley. Just his second cap. By the way, he was offered a trial by Club America, who play on this ground. Was Beasley signed a new deal instead with his MLS club. It's Edu, one of the survivors from the squad which went to South Africa in 2010. Well, Taylor, they've got through the first 33 minutes.
Well, and that's exactly what you want, because now you can feel the anxiety right now, can't you, Ian? This crowd's getting a little busy. Now you put together 4, 5, 6 passes. This is what you want. 34 minutes in, 0-0.
And that's the key you just mentioned. You have to put together more than 4 and 5 passes, because in order to truly break Mexico's rhythm, you have to have the ball if you're the United States.
Ball was given away there by Edu. Here's Aquino again. He's only 5'5", the little winger, starting a long career, and Guardado on the other side. Zusi, the challenge was okay. Great piece of work that by Graham Zusi to stop Guardado. Very good player for me, Guardado. Plays for Valencia, one of the better sides in Spain.
When Guardado is active, when he's dynamic, when he impacts the game offensively for this team, Mexico's exponentially better. That's a good tackle by Graham Zusi. It's a good tackle. But again, it's a lot of pressure on Guardado. He's going to keep coming at you. He's going to keep coming at you. And eventually he's going to break you down. That's the quality of a guy who plays at a high level like Andres Guardado.
Bidding for his 3rd appearance in the World Cup finals. Let's recall 1 or 2 of the old guard to this squad as well. The coach, Torrado, an old midfield player with 137 caps. He's on the bench tonight. Even Omar Bravo returning to the roster.
But right now, Alejandro, you look at Mexico, it's almost as if they're playing with 4 forwards. Dos Santos has moved up extremely high. Aquino's playing almost as a right winger. And Guardado's pulled out wide left. It's almost like a 4-2-4 right now.
Altidore to Bradley. Bradley, who's not been in the starting lineup for Roma recently. He's had to make do with a place on the bench just lately. There's Dempsey. Happily, that little knock was nothing much. They're finding it hard, the US, to exist as an attacking force here. Dempsey. Good piece of play. Reyes, the bright young defender, being given the chance here, recovered very, very well. The flag does go up here against Giovanni Dos Santos. More from the touchline now. John Sutcliffe this time.
Yes, if there's a position that Chepo de la Torre has had difficulty lately is right back. Against Jamaica, the starter was Paul Aguilar. He wasn't even called up for these 2 games. And I think with the speed of Hercules Gomez, the U.S. on the left wing could have opportunities. Mesa hasn't been playing well lately, even in his own team, Monterrey.
Has to be more accurate for Altidore than that if he's going to make it stick and let others join him. So important for the US to look after the football, but hassled out of it easily enough there. There's Guardado again, and well played. Well read by Omar Gonzalez. Nice ball too. Slid into Altidore. Edu wide. Bit better this from the United States, just beginning to play a little more in the Mexican half, almost for the first time for any concerted length of time. Cameron's header won't be a problem for Ochoa, the goalkeeper, part of the soap opera of Mexican goalkeepers. Guillermo Ochoa back in goal now. And I think the word around the coach, the team really, is that Jesus Corona, who's been #1 for a long time, hadn't really done anything wrong to get replaced.
He did absolutely nothing wrong. In fact, he was excellent against Jamaica. Had it not been for Corona, this team would have lost to Jamaica here at Estadio Azteca.
I think the boys touched on it before. There is a suspicion that maybe Ochoa is getting international appearances to help him get a work permit to play in England for Liverpool. Dempsey does well. This is better from the United States. Bradley working the 1-2. Bradley's in here, covering by Torres Nilo. That was a slick move by the United States, with tempo too.
Well, and the United States have had their way. When they've had their way through the middle of the field, it's been a combination play off of Dempsey, Bradley, or Altidore. And you watch this, it's clean 2-touch passing, not too many touches, and then find Josie Altidore. When you can find your center forward, Alejandro, it then opens passing lanes for the midfielders to get in behind.
And it's so very important. Josie Altidore, who was big against Costa Rica, is huge tonight against Mexico. He has to be able to hold the ball up so that he gives the U.S. an outlet going forward.
Torres Nilo, meanwhile, is down, injured. But Michael Bradley there struck almost like a viper coming from a deep position, didn't he?
Well, that's where he's at his best, isn't it, Ian? Almost as that he kind of slithered his way in there, where Dempsey's that third attacker. There's a reason he's got 3 goals in 5 games against Mexico, because he shows up in spots where that midfielder needs to track with him and he can't find him.
He scored 2, in fact, against Mexico in the last hex in Columbus, Ohio, which is where the US will play Mexico again in this round of qualifying. Torres Nilo is back up again. This is how it happened.
Well, it's a good tackle by Torres Nilo. It just falls awkwardly. Nothing to it, really. Good play by Michael Bradley. When he gets into the box, the United States are a more dangerous team.
Bandaging on the arm for Jorge Torres Nilo. It's looked like a heavy and awkward fall for him. A better last 5 minutes or so for the US here. Just beginning to grow into the game a little more. Bradley feeds it forward. Altidore. Nope. Ball given away, and it's given Mexico the chance to break here. Dos Santos. Hernandez makes that run to the near post again. And this time it's way overhit. Way overhit by Dos Santos. He was only about 40 yards out. Well, it's intriguingly poised, this. Always the hardest game the US play in World Cup qualifying. Beasley has to watch his step. Remember, he was booked early. And the referee might be on his case. He can afford no further serious transgression.
He'll be under pressure throughout the course of the night. We said it before. Aquino will not stop going after him. He knows there's an opportunity for him to go after Beasley. He knows that he can create problems for the United States.
Remember, in the second goal against Honduras, Guardado wants to hit this really hard near post and just have Chicharito get on the end of it. Maurice Edu needs to be on his toes.
Reyes, the defenders, come forward as well here to add some extra height. Play towards the near post where again Sabala was trying to get the little flick. Do love to hit those low trajectory, pacey crosses that just need one little touch. They're good at them too. Mexico will be kicking themselves for letting a 2-goal lead slip in Honduras. 2-2 draw in that one. Guardado with the layoff. Salcido forward. Guzan under pressure. Dos Santos. Free kick was given though. Wouldn't have counted. But there were some missed heartbeats there in the US defense.
Well, and this is a sign of a confident goalkeeper right now, because Guzan knows if he comes off his line, he has to get this ball, no matter what. And he makes sure, not only if he gets the ball, he takes the forward with him. That's huge, because now when you have two inexperienced center backs, knowing that you have a keeper behind him that's very confident coming off his line, it's an extra asset, Alejandro.
He's been in tremendous form with Aston Villa. Absolutely excellent, because he has absolutely no help in that defense.
Sabala decided not to apply the hand of God there. And we're on the stadium where it happened.
How honest of him, huh?
It was one of those, wasn't it? Similar thing. Shilton coming out, Maradona. This time it was Brad Guzan and Sabala of Mexico.
Those late runs by Mexico, they're hurting the United States. Zavala came deep from the middle of midfield into the middle of the box. That third man running is really hurting the United States defense.
Coming up at halftime, our studio team led by Bob Lee will give you their analysis, their take on developments so far. And so far, so good, really, for the US. Still goalless here. Here's Maurice Edu. Dempsey. No, it went out of play. Went out of play. Just the odd moment from the United States. And don't forget, the Manchester Derby, United v City, Monday, April the 8th, 2:30 on ESPN.
It's not a coincidence right now that the U.S. going forward have found a little rhythm, because they're playing off the feet of Josie Altidore.
And it's nothing new. It's nothing revolutionary. It's open back play. You give it to your big guy, have him hold the ball up, and then everybody else joining the attack.
Beasley with the header. Free kick's going to be given here, taken very quickly by Hernandez, who's all lightning movement everywhere around the pitch. He'll feel he should have scored, maybe two.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt about it that the quality chances have been on the Mexican side. However, U.S. are 0-0. Go into halftime, that's a plus. Because Alejandro, you can feel it right now. This crowd, the anxiety's building.
And all these breakups and these breakages in play, all they do is frustrate Mexico just a little bit more and get this crowd a little bit more sort of desperate to see something positive out of this Mexican national team.
Gomez is going to take the free kick. He likes to be in charge of the set pieces and scored a great winner from one of them against Jamaica earlier on in the qualifying. That's towards the back post. It ought to be Ochoa's. He made heavy weather of that, electing to punch it. It looked like he could have caught it.
Alexis Lalas, who's close by, would love me saying this. If you're a goalkeeper and you put two hands to the ball, you have got to be able to catch it.
One thing we're hearing is that lasers are being directed at some of the US players by fans. We don't need that kind of thing. But it's all just part and parcel, really, of the level of hostility.
But remember,
and intimidation.
the second half in August of last summer, we saw Tim Howard. There was a couple lasers on his face as well, Ian.
Susi battling away well down that right-hand side. He's covered every blade of grass down there early on. It's a bit of a miscue, that one from Beasley. It's okay, though, for the US. So nearly got to half-time here. Gonzalez under a bit of pressure. How are they doing so far? Beasley and Omar Gonzalez, the rookie international defenders.
They're doing okay in that they're keeping the shutout, but they're going to be put under a lot of pressure. The second half, I expect Mexico to be even sharper, even better in their movement, and that movement on and off the ball will be very difficult to stop for both of these guys.
In the second half, though, if Mexico wants to create something, they have to get something from Dos Santos. Too quiet of a first half for me.
That is half-time. There are boos from some sections of the Azteca crowd for Mexico who haven't got the breakthrough that they were hoping for. It's a clean sheet so far, only so far, for Brad Guzan. Lots of drama to come as we hand it back to Bob.
Thank you, Ian. You could feel the pendulum swing over the last 15 minutes of the first half, and you would see a few Mexican players sprawl to the grass, physical play from the United States, and scoreless at halftime. Exactly what the U.S. was hoping for.
Sitting pretty. Absolutely no problem from a U.S. perspective. They defended well. They defended the cross well. Didn't give up much. Had more possession than I think they probably thought they were going to have. Led to some opportunities. Set pieces, we talked about it earlier. They come. They got to take advantage of them.
And funny enough that Mexico's yet to get a shot on goal. We talked about Brad Guzan, and he needed to be kind of at his best tonight. And so far, the defense has done a great job of really closing down shots, but also Mexico a little bit guilty of not taking advantage of a couple of the chances they've had.
And we heard some boos, Jorge, coming down the stretch after that whistle of the first half.
That's right. The crowd is turning around, and 5-10 minutes into the second half, if this keeps going this way, things are going to change from the side of the field. Let me tell you, Mexico is not playing well. It's giving too much space to the middle of the U.S. team, and Bradley and Edu is reading the game so well, controlling the ball so well. So the rhythm of the game is the one that is convenience for U.S., not for Mexico.
That's right. As we said, for the last 15 minutes of that first half, better possession, composure. Brad Guzan, through 45 minutes, has frustrated Chicharito. It's an evening of physical play and pressure. We've got highlights and scores from around CONCACAF as we continue.
All right, let's move.
G.I. Joes, mount up!
G.I. Joe.
Hell yeah.
Rated PG-13.
Be one with it, and it will be one with you. Be one with your tires, and the road will be one with you. Hang up tires.
You know, other countries have couches exactly like yours. Well, not exactly like yours. Go and smell the roses.
Friday's Jack Daniel's Burger and Jack Daniel's Shrimp. Now on Friday's Pick 2 for $10 menu for a very limited time. Jack Daniel's Burger or Shrimp, plus an appetizer, $10. In here, it's always Friday.
Who thinks more is better than less? Okay, why?
more is better than less, because if stuff is not if there's less stuff, then you might want to have some more, and your parents just don't let you because there's only a little bit.
Right.
We want more. We want more. Like, you really like it. You want more.
I follow you.
It's not complicated. More is better. And AT&T has the nation's largest 4G network.
We, the players of the United States of America, are united by our commitment, our common goal, and our belief that we will make American soccer history.
And yeah, there's the equalizer. It's Montenegro put it in the end. So this is Dempsey. Clint Dempsey strikes again.
We are your national team, and these are our colors.
Whenever you want, wherever you go, your favorite shows are always there. Image is everything. With DirecTV Everywhere. We've added Lifetime with shows like The Client List and Project Runway. Spectacular. So you can watch the same shows you love at home on your cell phone, tablet, or laptop.
How excited are you?
All this at no extra charge. That sounds great. Plus, we're adding more of your favorites all the time. Start watching now at directv.com/everywhere.
It's got performance with efficiency. It's got all you want in a car as alive as you are. Introducing the supercharged V6 and turbocharged 4-cylinder engine that gets 30 miles per gallon highway from Jaguar. At last, you can roar responsibly. Jaguar. Right now, drive something extraordinary at your local Jaguar retailer.
Estadio Azteca filled to the brim. And to the last minutes of the first half, not very happy at the Mexican national side in a scoreless draw with the U.S. Elsewhere tonight in this final qualification group in CONCACAF, Costa Rica coming in on 1 point with the lead of 1-0. Manu's goal in the 22nd minute. And Panama at home. Honduras leading the group beginning play. Tejada wasting no time in the second minute with a 1-0 lead on Honduras. So should Honduras lose, things would tighten up a little bit in CONCACAF with Jorge Ramos, Casey Keller, Lexi Lawless, I'm Bob Lee. So Honduras pulled back to the pack perhaps tonight if that result holds.
Yeah, we've talked about this earlier about, for me, this is the most competitive hex in recent memory. And all of these results, whether it's the ties, whether it's people going like this and like that, you're not seeing anybody pull away from the pack and you're not seeing anybody drop to the bottom right now. So it's going to be interesting to see as these games click on through the summer who does rise to the top.
Yes, it is true. This is going to go all the way to the end. It's going to be very tight to the end. Up to this moment, that's what we are seeing. And I don't see that can change in the near future. The similarities in quality between teams, I mean, are amazed these days.
Top three in CONCACAF go. We know it's going to be New Zealand, the fourth place team at a home and away.
Well, and it could be really any one of these 6 teams right now that could possibly be playing New Zealand. That's a heck of a long way to travel.
Yeah.
And you don't want to really, you've got all these games to try to get 1 through 3rd spot. You don't want to go down to that 4th place.
Other results today, big 3 points that Spain really needed. They got them in Paris. The Dutch with the overwhelming win. Bolivia and Argentina to the draw. England, disappointing draw at Montenegro. Bob Bradley's Egyptian Pharaohs in Alexandria with the 2-1 win over Zimbabwe. And Ecuador 4-1 over Paraguay. A lot of folks rooting for Egypt.
Of course. I want Bob Bradley to do well. I want Egypt to do well. I think it'll be wonderful to see Bob Bradley in Egypt in the World Cup, given what he has meant, not just to U.S. soccer, but what he is meaning to that country over there right now.
And that team in Egypt means much more than football because of the turmoil and the political upheaval in that country. And Bob and his family, they've been there through this.
Exactly, but football is that one sport that kind of brings everybody together. And Bob is right in the heart of it. And it's so cool to see an American succeeding on that level.
Embracing the Egyptian nation, so they got their 3 points today. 3 points at stake here in Mexico City. It is scoreless after 45 minutes. The USA with the better run of play for the latter moments of the first half. Highlights as we return.
Be one with it, and it will be one with you. Be one with your tires, and the road will be one with you. Hang up tires.
Suits aren't just worn 9 to 5 anymore, So right now it's buy one, get one free on most everything in the store. Because today, men are looking just as good off the clock as on. You're gonna like the way you look. I guarantee it.
Would you rather play basketball in a big fancy stadium or in a small driveway? Yes.
A big fancy stadium.
Oh, really? Why is that?
Because you could fit more fans in there.
Oh, do you have a lot of fans?
Yes.
You believe in yourself?
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
No, I meant to raise my hand.
Oh.
It's not complicated. Bigger is better. And AT&T has the nation's largest 4G network.
We won. We won. Is there a Century 21 agent in the house?
I'm a Century 21 agent.
We need your help. We can finally afford a nicer home.
I can help with that.
I'm thinking something with an updated kitchen, walk-in closets.
Put it in a 3-car garage.
No problem.
Stay calm. There's a Century 21 agent in the house. Smarter, bolder, faster.
Oh, you're a lifesaver.
Any moment not riding it is a moment you wish you were. Can-Am Spyder. With exclusive Y-frame design and patented vehicle stability system, you've never felt so connected to the road. Discover riding reinvented at canam.brp.com. Ride a Can-Am Spyder now for as low as $199 a month.
Everyone has a moment when they say, it's real now.
When you held him in your arms and gave him your father's name.
When you traded the best job you ever had for the only job you ever wanted.
When it's time to make a better tomorrow, more than 19 million people count on us. When did it become real for you?
All the attention of the Mexican nation focused on this edifice here in Mexico City, Estadio Azteca, where it's scoreless. United States had their moments. Cameron on the receiving end of this Herculez Gomez corner kick.
And we knew that set pieces were going to be an important part of generating up opportunities, but defensively for the U.S., lots of wide play for Mexico, but this is no problem. Not even a worry for the back four for the U.S. These balls coming into Chicharito, yes, he's good, but they look much more dangerous than they actually are. They got coverage.
And then Brad Guzan, when called upon, coming off his line and being assertive.
Exactly. You know, this nasty little chip ball in the middle, and Zella comes in strong. Gets the call, which is always nice. I always found that good confidence when a referee made that call for me. I think in retrospect, Brad would have thought that maybe trying to punch that ball would have been a better option, just in case he doesn't get the call. But in the end, he gets the call. And
I believe Mexico's paying a price for the effort they had done in Honduras. They haven't recovered from that effort. That's why U.S. gets so much space in the middle, no pressure from the midfielders of the Mexican national team. So this is great for U.S. If this keeps going this way, there is a problem for El Tri.
Well, here's the sequence late in the first half that illustrates the point that the United States had that space. It began and flowed through Michael Bradley.
And this sequence is on all night. Look at the space. It's very, very simple. It's nothing complex. A lot of times the U.S. had this sequence on and didn't go to it. When they did, good things happen. They went to a long ball at the end of a lot of times, but this sequence is on. One pass, in, splitting defenders, going. This is nothing crazy. This is right down the gut, and Mexico is getting it. They're giving it to them because they're caught in two minds. Either they're going to press high or they're going to pull back, but they're trying to do both.
And it's been a chest-to-chest evening for the United States. Two defenders early on with yellows. No goals up yet. Back in 1997, the USA, this scoreless dog, came away with a point. Right now, it's scoreless. 45 tension-filled minutes to go in front of a crowd that desperately wants El Tri to come alive against the Yanks. Back to Ian and the guys after this.
2.5 seconds left. Valparaiso and Ole Miss are down to the wire. Is this the end for Bryce Drew and the Crusaders? Inbound to Jenkins, to Drew for the win. Oh! An astronaut on the court. You gotta be kidding me. What a moment. An astronaut. It just does not get any better than this. Heroes are made in March, but nothing beats an astronaut. Join now at axapollo.com for your chance to go to space.
Be one with it, and it will be one with you. Be one with your tires, and the road will be one with you. Hangup Tires.
Any moment not riding it is a moment you wish you were. Can-Am Spyder. With exclusive Y-frame design and patented vehicle stability system, you've never felt so connected to the road. Discover riding reinvented at canam.brp.com. Ride a Can-Am Spyder now for as low as $199 a month.
Friday's Jack Daniel's Burger and Jack Daniel's Shrimp. Now on Friday's Pick 2 for $10 menu for a very limited time. Jack Daniel's Burger or Shrimp, plus an appetizer, $10. In here, it's always Friday.
Streak is epic. Will the Heat's march towards history continue? Tomorrow, it's Heat versus Bulls at 8 on ESPN.
Time teaches you things. You learn to look up to people with the courage to do what they love. Like my friend Johnny Morris. That it's more than just a living. It's life. And in that time, I've found that's the difference between leaders and everyone else. Bass Pro Shops, where commitment, passion, and the great outdoors all come together.
Only one place takes you inside golf's most prestigious event. The Masters Mosaic from DirecTV. Watch 6 screens of enhanced coverage on one channel, including 2 marquee groups and every swing at Amen Corner. All in crystal clear HD. Plus, expanded player stats, highlights on demand, and more. The only place to experience a major like this is DirecTV. The Masters Mosaic begins April 11th, starting at Channel 701.
Welcome back to the Azteca Stadium. Ian Dark with you alongside Alejandro Moreno and Taylor Twellman. Goalless at halftime. Mexico might be a bit unhappy that they didn't get a penalty for what looked like a shove by Michael Bradley on Chicharito in the first half, though my 2 colleagues are arguing about that. Was it a pen or not? Alejandro.
It was a penalty. Of course, Taylor would say that it was a flop. I should know what a flop looks like. I was known to do that ever so often. The fact of the matter is it was 2-handed push. The assistant referee saw it, put his flag up, and the referee waved him off.
I'm not going to talk about the penalty. I'm going to talk about second half adjustments because I think Jurgen Klinsmann's in a little bit of a predicament here. You have a yellow card with Beasley, a yellow card with Beasler. At some point, does he maybe bring on a Kyle Beckerman and move Maurice Edu at center back? Because you don't want to go through 65, 70 minutes, 0-0, and then get a red card.
Yeah, interesting. Clarence Guzan, by the way, who pulled out of the game quite bravely because he went through the training okay yesterday, but was feeling his hamstring a little and was honest enough to say to Jurgen Klinsmann, I might not be able to do much more than an hour and I don't want to take that risk. I wonder whether he might be able to do 20 minutes or so here, but he did warm up before the game. I think doubtful, wouldn't you guys?
Well, if he wasn't ready to start, he's not ready to play. So honestly, he shouldn't even have dressed if he's not physically ready to play.
There's a transition or even a slightly experimental looking USA side. A point really, to be honest with you, I think they'd be doing cartwheels. Anything more, dreamland. Here's Aquino. Oh, and that's deflected quite nastily off Gonzalez, and it might have ended up anywhere, Beasley rather.
And again, it's the same story. It's Aquino down the right-hand side, putting pressure on DaMarcus Beasley. It's a very dangerous ball, and you know what surprises me? That Chicharito Hernandez is not flashing through the near post. That's usually the kind of space that he likes to exploit.
Gives Mexico an early corner.
at the start of the second half in the cauldron of the Azteca. Played deep. Torres Nilo with the bandaged arm was the player who headed it down. Even the left back is up on the back post attacking for Mexico, who do have to satisfy what can be a quite volatile crowd here. That might be an understatement, by the way. Here's Aquino again. I think his 12th cap, the lively right winger. Jeff Cameron. Hit long. He's almost having to play the elder statesman back there, Cameron, but he's only got 13 caps himself. Moreno plays it down the side. Torres Nilo was unable to make it stick. Here's Sabala. Some activity on the bench on the far side, and the Mexicans seem unsure whether to put the ball out of play just at the moment. I don't think we can get going again. Here's Diego Reyes, who's being transferred for about $9 million to Porto in the summer. That's how promising he is. I think they think he's the next big thing, and Mazar Rodriguez, the captain who's suspended for this, might just have a bit of a battle to get his place back on a regular basis. Here's Guardado. Sabala. Strange to see the Mexicans not wearing green at home for me, but then again, I'm a boring old traditionalist like that. Dos Santos. Mexico, who've made 14 World Cup finals. Tremendous record. There was a time when they dominated United States on a regular basis. In fact, the USA didn't get a win for a 46-year spell at one point. Here's Edu. It's rather changed in recent times. The free kick goes Mexican's way. Here comes Hernandez. Wide for Aquino. Hernandez continues with his run into the box, and it's given away this time. And very well won back.
Second time Edu's gotten caught.
Dos Santos, Beasley gets it away.
The most important job when you're in the middle of the field, if you're Edu or Bradley, is right when you win that ball, you have to find an outlet, because Mexico will immediately put pressure on you coming out of the back. If you give up a ball in a dangerous situation like that, your back four is on its heels. Beasley grabbed that hamstring coming out as well, Ian.
He did, didn't he? Just moving a bit uneasily. That's something else to keep an eye on. They're not overloaded with defenders either at the moment. Mesa trying his luck from a long way out. He was ambitious, and has given the US a chance to break forward with Herculez Gomez. Last thing Mexico will want is him to be scoring, a player based in Mexico. Josie Altidore. Guardado. Now Carlos Salcido, the converted left back. Torres Nilo, the left puts a great ball in towards Hernandez. Is it? No. Just too near. Brad Guzan. Guzan had only played 20 minutes for Jurgen Klinsmann before last Friday.
And you can see right away in this second half that Mexico has a different attitude about the game. They're pressing higher up the field. Their endeavor and their commitment to win the ball back is very clear at the start of the second half.
Here's Dos Santos again. Cameron had read it, though. Zusi. Now, how intelligently can the US build the attack here? Boos with every US touch. They'll be used to that. Dempsey from a long way away. Funny, Chicharito's never scored against the United States, and Dempsey, in 6 attempts, has never scored against Mexico.
No, but Dempsey has scored 7 of the U.S.'s 13 goals in World Cup qualifying. And look at what Chicharito's done. I think it's just a matter of when these two teams come together, space is very difficult for both players to find.
Aquino. Twisting, turning. Oh! It looked a bit more dangerous than it was. I think it hit the back stanchion, that. Crowd got excited on the far side.
But ever since the yellow card, 8 minutes into this game, Beasley has not looked comfortable defending one-on-one with Aquino, Alejandro.
I'm not comfortable defending Aquino one-on-one, and I'm here in the booth. When he has the ball, he's so slippery, so shifty, so pacey. He can take you inside and out, and he's very difficult to defend.
He's just been transferred to Europe to play in Spain for Villarreal as Aquino. It was a January transfer. Sabala, recently back from a serious knee injury himself. The Mexican crowd having to be patient. They're not really getting on the team's case too much so far. A few boos going into half-time. Nothing much. Sabala and Aquino here. Oh, what an important interception that was back there from Omar Gonzalez. Beasley's in trouble.
I mean, we keep saying it. It's Aquino. He's the difference maker in the final third. Seems to me like Beasley gets stepped on by Aquino as he jumps over him. But Aquino puts so much pressure on this back line. Eventually, you feel like Mexico's going to break through.
Not yet, though. Sabala's a bit of a threat in the air. And the shot is a long way off target from Salcido, who can hit them, by the way. I'll tell you what, how good was Cameron on that last attack? Because I think if that ball beat him on the near post, I think US were dead.
No, there's no doubt about it, because Gonzalez realizes that Beasler has Chicharito, and now Beasley is beaten one-on-one. He has to get near post and make sure Chicharito doesn't get there.
Eddie Johnson's going to come on, a striker who can play in the wide positions. So I don't know whether he'll come on for maybe Zusi or Gomez. Let's see, DaMarcus Beasley's been struggling a little bit in one way or another in this second half. And it's going to be Josie Altidore, by the look of it, who's coming off here to be replaced by Eddie Johnson. So Johnson will go up front, up top. Surprised?
Not really. I mean, the fact of the matter is Josie Altidore had 2 or 3 important touches in that first half. And as difficult as it is to get involved as a center forward in this game, you have to somehow leave an impact. I think Eddie Johnson can run the channels a little bit better the second half.
That substitution fueled by Gatorade. Eddie Johnson on for Josie Altidore, who doesn't look too happy about it.
But Eddie Johnson's got to give you a dimension of hold-up play that perhaps is not what he feels most comfortable doing. He's got to do enough hold-up play in order for the team to be able to catch up in the final third.
He's the comeback man, isn't he, in this campaign? Eddie Johnson. 2 goals to get the win away from home at Antigua. It's a little bit too long that time, and they'll go out of play. Johnson's got a great record, you know, in World Cup qualifying. 10 goals in 13 qualifiers.
Oh, and he's made his name coming back last year with the 2 goals against Antigua. But now this is the part of the game where Eddie Johnson has to realize it doesn't have to be cute. It has to be effective. Big, strong, physical, hold the ball, and allow the midfield and back four to push forward.
Cut up by Beasley. So far, so good for him. steep learning curve tonight. And that'll be a free kick for the United States. Now then, elsewhere tonight, and the games we're about to show you are half an hour ahead of this one, so they're towards the finish. Costa Rica on their way to their first win, leading by 2-0. Diego Calvo has got the second goal, and Panama too, leading Honduras by 2-0. Luis Tejada scored, and 2 Blas Perez for them. So this group,
it's unbelievable.
It's beginning to take shape, isn't it?
Yeah, but any questions that this isn't the most competitive hexagonal ever? I mean, Panama is winning 2-0 against Honduras.
Who'd started very well as well with 2 tough home games and getting 4 points. Now then, Hernandez getting in between here. Is he going to be clever enough? No, he's not. So far, Omar Gonzalez is having a bit of a stormer. Had to wait a long time to get his chance too, hasn't he?
Well, when he tore that ACL, I think it kind of slowed down the progress that Jurgen Klinsmann wanted him to come in the United States national team. But I think the understanding between him and Beasley and Gonzalez, while it hasn't been perfect, it's been extremely effective tonight.
Half my family are Mexican, said Omar Gonzalez. You can imagine how special this is for me. Salcido with the chip forward. Torres Nilo trying to make progress. Mexico just running out of ideas a little at the moment.
And this is when they get in trouble, because now they try to force things. Mexico has to get back to just knocking the ball side to side, and then when there is a chance to hit a penetrating pass that cuts out defensive line, that's the one you got to hit, and that's the one you got to take advantage of.
Severo Mesa leaves it for Javier Aquino. Dos Santos again. So far, Mexico have just flattered to deceive a little. Dos Santos, maybe this will be different though. Torres Nilo, no, not going to happen. Got a deflection on the way through, corner. Seventh corner for Mexico. This time they decide to go a different route, trying to draw the US out. Important the US don't sit too deep continually and invite trouble. Zusi stayed down. The attack goes on though. That's not an accurate enough cross. The frustration of the Mexican crowd grows. It could be by the end of the night. You don't want to count any chickens with this. They might be the only team left in the group without a win.
Still a ton of time left.
Oh, yeah,
but don't you have a little bit of deja vu like last August, where the Mexicans are getting in the final third, but that final ball or that final shot just isn't there?
And Michael Orozco Fiscal is in the building, though I don't think we're going to see him this time. He drove an hour from Puebla last night to join the squad because of Guzan's injury. Hasn't even been able to train. But great commitment, that. Seen this kind of game before. Will the US maybe even be able to steal one on the break? The old smash and grab raid. ESPN's presentation of US soccer is brought to you by Clear Men's Scalp Therapy. Feed scalp, stop dandruff at the source. Perfect man. Zabala. Trying to find Hernandez again. We'll have to rush back because Manchester United are away to Sunderland in a lunchtime kickoff. We will be showing you on ESPN2 at the weekend. I'll be dashing back myself, incidentally.
You think Macca's up watching this game right now or no?
Yeah, certain. He's a night owl anyway.
Are you going to be in the private jet that Manchester United is sending out here for Chicharito?
Yeah, I'd love to be. Gonzalez getting there first again. Some people looked at the lineup tonight and thought the United States might be ripped to shreds by Mexico in the Azteca. So far, it isn't happening.
No, it hasn't happened, and I think it has to do a lot with the fact that Omar Gonzalez has been very good, Beasley has been solid, and then Mexico has been very sloppy in the final third. That final ball that Taylor talked about, it has not been there, and it was not there in the Jamaica game, and certainly was not there in the Honduras game. Mexico is very good on and off the ball, but they have to hit that final pass.
Dos Santos is playing pretty deep at the moment. Now then, Torres Nilo again. He's almost the auxiliary attacker, isn't he now? The left back.
If there's any questions about Omar Gonzalez playing at this level, he just answered them. 63 minutes. It's his understanding of when to leave his mark. He knows that Matt Beasley has Chicharito. He then comes over, slides over, helps Susie Cameron. That's big time.
Fatigue might become a factor for both of these sides. Mexico played in 100-degree heat in Honduras last Friday, and of course you'll know about the USA playing in the blizzard and on the snow in Denver. That could kick in. It could begin to tug at muscles, couldn't it?
Yeah, but I think tonight's conditions, Ian, I think they're pleasant. You know, there's no humidity here. I think it's very pleasant to play a game. It's very cool. I think both teams are, there's no team at a disadvantage, to answer your question.
Yeah, I just meant 2 tough games in 4 days.
I think they're big boys. They can handle it.
Should be able to. It's good work from the backroom team, too, for the United States. Giving the players the right amount of rest. They can work with the conditioners, the nutritionists. They all play their part. Here he is, Aquino again. Beasley was there. Voted the Major League Soccer Defender of the Year, he was last year. Matt Beasley played part of the best defense in Major League Soccer as well. Sporting Kansas City. What a night for him.
And isn't it great that you have 2 products of Major League Soccer playing a big part for the U.S. national team here tonight?
We were wondering that when the U.S. last had an MLS pair of central defenders in a Hex game. Hernandez, was he onside? No, he wasn't. The flag's up. Didn't bend the run in the way that strikers like to.
Well, he's just got to hold off his run here a little bit. It's close, but he's offside.
Yeah, but did you see Matt Beasley look over his shoulder and stop his retreat? He stopped there. It's a great recognition there to understand that Omar Gonzalez is pulled up. Why not stay high if the only way he can get Chicharito offside is to hold his run?
Well, he got a knock in the face there from Gonzalez. Did Giovanni Dos Santos. It looked accidental. Might need a bit of treatment, but not before this attack develops. Clint Dempsey looking to play a captain's role again. He's not the sort to get up and make big speeches in the locker room, but he is the sort to lead by example. Laid off by Eddie Johnson. The flag's up here. Needy would come forward from midfield. He was in an offside position. It wasn't a bad hit, by the way, at the end of it. Mexico have had dodgy starts in the hexagonal before. I think they lost 3 of the first 4 when Sven-Göran Eriksson was around, but then qualified easily in the end. It is a 10-game campaign, remember, and big picture of the 6 teams, the top 3 go to the World Cup, the 4th team goes to a playoff with New Zealand.
The frustrating part about Mexico starting the hexagonal has been the way those results have come about. A sloppy, disinterested performance against Jamaica, and then having an absolute meltdown late in the game against Honduras.
All of which might intensify the debate about Carlos Vela, who's scoring goals in Spain for Real Sociedad, but doesn't want to play for Mexico, controversially.
He has no business being here. If you don't attend your call to the national team, you don't deserve to be here.
Yeah, here to that. Absence of ego, I think, is needed, isn't it? Now then, they can't get Aquino there because DaMarcus Beasley's there again. As the game's gone on, he's done better with Aquino. Free kick, the United States.
One last thing about Vela. There's absolutely no guarantee in any contract and any player in the world to be part of a national team. You earn your spot in a national team. And the players will tell you, when you turn down a call-up, that is absolutely unacceptable. The players won't forgive you. The fans won't forgive you.
I think there might be more mentions about it, though, mightn't there, in the coming days in the Mexican press. If it stays like this, it might not. Let's not prejudge what might happen in the closing stages here. I'm watching the game too long for that, all of us, I think. Well, this is quite a mature display from the United States. They've not been on the front foot at all, but for long periods here, they've looked comfortable enough, Taylor.
Well, their whole job tonight was to make Mexico frustrated and uncomfortable. Granted, Mexico had the two best chances in the first half, but the reality is it's 0-0. You're on the road at Azteca. They've done their job so far.
Mesa, another problem position that is, the right back for Mexico. They had Paul Aguilar for the early game. He's disappeared. That's an offside flag anyway. It shouldn't have really gone up because the ball never got through to Giovanni Dos Santos. One for Eddie Johnson to chase. No chance of getting it back, getting in shape again. The tactical discipline, the concentration, that has to stay high. Torres Nilo has got in behind, and Hernandez was the target again, but he was the only target.
And they seem to be having a problem, Mexico does, finding that second forward that is going to be alongside Chicharito Hernandez. Peralta seemed to be the logical choice, but he's now injured. Who will step up for Mexico and be that second guy alongside Chicharito?
An eighth corner for Mexico, and Hernandez was attacking it in there. It's bouncing around dangerously. Zavala deflected behind for a corner kick, yet another one.
And the reality is when you're defending set pieces, it's the second ball. Michael Bradley gets beat to that ball, and that's the part of where Gonzalez, Beasley, Cameron make sure that ball clears your 18.
Another Mexican corner. Eddie Johnson backheads it away. They've had to do a lot of work without the ball, the United States, and that can sometimes be a factor late on in a game when things just get a little more stretched. Now it's Dos Santos this time again. DaMarcus Beasley covered it, almost like he'd been playing left back all his life. Guardado. Cameron's header away for the United States, who might start to have just half an eye on the clock. Just over 20 minutes remaining. To the near post and flicked on, but never really looking like it would nestle in the corner, but that was Moreno, the defender, who'd got forward. MLS Game of the Week returns on Sunday week, April the 7th. Chicago Fire against New York Red Bulls. Thierry Henry in action. That's 5 East on ESPN2, and also live on Watch ESPN, the app. Brad Davis is going to come on. Interestingly here, he didn't even make the bench the other night. A late addition to the squad, the Houston Dynamo man with the cultured left foot, creative type, and he'll just settle into that position where Gomez was playing in front of DaMarcus Beasley.
He also gives them a better midfield option out wide to release some of this pressure and keep possession.
It gives this team a little bit of swagger because this guy likes to have the ball at his feet. He's able to knock the ball around, and he's able to keep possession for the U.S.
Mesa down the line for Javier Aquino. Brad Davis carefully instructed. There's going to be a Mexican substitution, and let's hear more about that from John Sutcliffe, our reporter.
Ian, Jorge Torres Nilo, the left back's coming out. Forward, Angel Reina coming in. Chepa's rolling the dice. He's trying to get more offense. Angel Reina has speed. He can retain. It's one of the players that a lot of the media wanted to see Friday in San Pedro Sula. Now he gets his chance against the United States.
Guardado. And Dos Santos plays it across the face of goal. And the United States defending with Zusi coming to the rescue. There he is, Reina, the substitute, plays for Pachuca, outspoken character.
And this is exactly how you get points on the road at Azteca. Look at the run from Graham Zusi right now. That's a 40-yard run. Unbelievable defending from Graham Zusi to not give up on that play.
It's not pretty work, but it's vital work.
It's effective, Ian.
Yeah. Towards that near post area. The United States, I think, forewarned, was forearmed about that. DaMarcus Beasley. It's got another little knock as well and stays down. Meanwhile, it's Eddie Johnson here. Got past Mesa, didn't he? Good burst of pace. Crosses a bit deep. And not even the workhorse Graham Zusi can get to that. Meanwhile, Beasley will need treatment. He's in a bit of pain, two boys.
Well, this second half's been eventful for DaMarcus Beasley. He's held his hamstring, he's held his arm, but he's been somewhat solid in this second half. But now you have to think, Klinsmann's used his 2 subs. Now there's a little bit more than 15 minutes left. Does Kyle Beckerman come on at some point? There has to be a change because Beasley's been struggling this second half.
But doing a good job still. I mean, the other night he was nearly man of the match. Some people thought he was against Costa Rica. And he also needed dentistry after that game, by the way, after a big collision with Omar Gonzalez. He was tweeting yesterday about how his jaw still hurt. He's been a bit of a soldier for the US over the last few days. Mesa for Mexico, desperate for a breakthrough to give their fans the win that they need to kickstart this final round of qualifying. You do get the feeling they'll make it comfortably enough in the end to the World Cup. But it's been a difficult start. Here's Aquino. Now Mesa looking for some late movement ahead of him. Nothing's doing at the moment. Pushing and shoving going on between Hernandez and Omar Gonzalez. Reduced to long-range efforts from Salcido. Miles out. Guzan will settle for that.
And if you're the U.S., this is absolutely ideal for you. If you look at that particular sequence, that particular setup, there was one guy from Mexico in the box. It was Chicharito Hernandez. Everybody else around the box. There are no runs into the box, no runs off the ball.
Check on the final scores in the other games tonight in CONCACAF. Costa Rica have won. They were bottom before the night. They've beaten Jamaica 2-0. They won't be bottom anymore. And a great win for Panama, 2-0 over the previous leaders of the group, Honduras. USA starting the night on 3 points. They hold on here. They can take it to 4. Brad Davis plays it in towards Clint Dempsey. Well, Jurgen Klinsmann was saying, I'll get a few answers tonight about a few people, and he might like some of the answers. But this is a long way from producing a point yet. Salcido again. Reina, the new man. Good burst of pace. Nice turn as well. Cuts it back. Aquino, is that a penalty? Aquino goes down in the box. It's not given. And Mexico have been up in arms and protested to FIFA about refereeing decisions in their previous games. Have not got the spot kick they think they deserve. And that's the second call of the night.
And it comes in a play where Angel Reina is able to push the envelope and force the envelope a little bit, where he takes Omar Gonzalez down the left-hand side into the box. Good cutback. And, oh, it's so close. It's so close.
Adu, I think that's a penalty, isn't it?
He's late. He does not play the ball. It's a penalty.
They've really got away with one there, I think, the United States. Javier Aquino left in a heat.
Well, the reality is it's coming from behind.
Yeah.
There's no play on the ball whatsoever. The U.S. got away with one.
Mexico, maybe rightly, are involved in a vociferous protest about this.
And once Aquino was able to put his body in between the ball and Maurice Edu, it was always very difficult for Edu to get a tackle on the ball. It's a clear penalty.
Well, Chepo de la Torre, the coach, feels he needs a break. He hasn't got it there. I mean, they'll claim afterwards they should have had 2 pens. The push on Hernandez and this one. Does he get anything of the ball, Edu?
It's from behind.
He doesn't seem to get the ball.
Be honest, I think 9 times out of 10, that's given as a penalty. But it hasn't been. There's the corner kick to the near post. Again, Sabala trying to get there. He's only got a couple of goals in his international career so far. Plays for Monterrey, who's won a couple of the CONCACAF Champions League crowns. There we are. That's just a reminder of how difficult it's been for the US in World Cup qualifiers away to Mexico. No wins, 13 defeats, 1 draw. Alexi was playing in 1997.
At breakfast this morning, Alexi and Casey reminded Alejandro and I about that, I don't know, 30 times?
I thought it was a couple more, actually.
Oh, man. I get it. They got a point. Congrats.
Jeff Agus got sent off in that game as well. It was done with 10 men. Something similar tonight. That's too long for Clint Dempsey, who's been kept quite quiet in this second half, but they've all got through a mountain of work. Hernandez's touch doesn't work. Edu picks it up. It was the 80th minute, by the way, that United States got that historic winning goal in the friendly back in August. We're coming up to that mark, aren't we? Got to the point, really, from the United States perspective, where if they were to let one in late, this late, it would be a bit of a heartbreaker, wouldn't it, for them?
I don't think there's any question, but to go back on that friendly in August, Breck Shea came into the game and was very dynamic. And both of his games under Jurgen Klinsmann versus Mexico, he's been a game changer. And ironically, right now, it looks like he's on the sideline getting ready to come in.
Yeah. Well, he set up the first goal of the Jurgen Klinsmann era, didn't he?
Yep.
Lovely little run, cut it back. Goal scorer, remember?
Robbie Rogers.
Yeah. It was in Philadelphia. It seems a long time ago now, that. August 2011. And there's Chris Woods, the goalkeeping coach, giving Breck Shea some instructions. He's with Stoke City with Jeff Cameron now. Shea has been still in a bit of pain from that bad foot injury he had, but not so bad that he can't play.
No, but I'm just looking at the team right now. You've already brought on Brad Davis, who is all left-footed. Beasley's behind him. Where's Breck Shea coming into play?
Yeah, that's a good question, that. This is on the right. It's quite an aggressive move. Aquino's going off by the look of it. And the Mexicans are going to bring on Omar Bravo. Recalled after a 4-year absence to this squad, coming on to win his 64th cap. He scored twice in the World Cup finals against Iran in 2006. A golden oldie.
Oh, he's an oldie but a goodie. Certainly a guy that will try to play alongside Chicharito, and is a guy that can score goals. That's why he's on the field right now.
2 up front now for the Mexicans. Maybe 3 if you count Giovanni Dos Santos as well.
He's on the field?
You think he's disappeared a bit, do you?
It's disappointing. I mean, the fact is, if you're going to have Chicharito play that high, then Dos Santos can't be just standing on the touchline. At some point, get involved. Enthusiasm, something, has had 0 impact on this game.
His performances throughout the hexagonal have been lackluster at best. he does not impact the game the way a talented player like himself should.
Well, at age 23, you've played for 6 clubs.
Here is Dos Santos trying his luck. Almost trying to prove you two wrong.
It's the curse of the commentator.
Well, of course. Don't tempt fate, you see.
He hits this beautifully and is curling away from Guzan. I'm not sure that he gets there. A great strike on the ball, very close.
Look at that ball move.
Yep.
Zusi is going off, by the way, for the United States. He's done a lot of unsung work on that side, Zusi, and on comes Breck Shea. Now, what's going to happen here is that Brad Davis is going to the right-hand side and Shea will play on the left, where he's more comfortable. So it seems to be part of Jurgen Klinsmann's plan here to maybe try to steal this late, because that's not a defensive move. Brad Davis with the delivery. He's very good at that. This is his game with the left foot. And Cameron's come forward from the back. Dempsey's in there as well, and Shea. It was at that end that the United States scored that winner in August. Don't ask me what Orozco Fiscal was doing that far forward, but he was. They do, sitting ever deeper now, helping out Beasley and Gonzalez. Big questions going in about those two young defenders. He looked a bit thin, but both of them, particularly Gonzalez, have emerged as heroes
I think they both have been perfect. But the reality is there's about 10 minutes left in this game, and they have to see this game through and make sure they do not lose Chicharito on the backside. I think the concerning thing for me, Alejandro, watching Mexico is just how easy it's been for the United States at times to play through the middle of the park.
Well, they committed so many numbers forward at times that they really just have mismatches in terms of number in the middle of the field.
Here's Omar Bravo. Been told to go out there with maximum energy and cause as much damage as he can in what little time remains. Jurgen Klinsmann, a week ago, it seemed that the camp was in turmoil. A week's a long time in politics. It might be even longer in this game. If the US hold on, which is not a given, of course. Plenty of late drama, and Mexico will believe they can produce just one moment. Beasley's header doesn't really clear the danger. Hernandez feeds it wide, and it's too long for everybody. Hernandez was trying to apply the finishing touch again. It's going to take his time now, isn't he, Brad Guzan, with these goal kicks?
No doubt about it.
He's got to put it, you see, on the exact blade of grass before he can take the goal kick. Check the maker's name on the ball a couple of times. The crowd haven't really got it, the Mexicans here, have they? Not shown their displeasure. For Santos is Omar Bravo. Salcido, still not totally convinced myself he's really a midfield player. But there are people in the Mexican setup who know far better than me. Reina. And there's going to be an almighty row after this game about the two penalties not given for Mexico. One arguable, the other, if we're honest, looks stone wall. Still probing is Omar Bravo again. I'll take the corner, Mexico. There have been enough of them. Can they make one of these count? 87th minute. Goes a long way across the face of goal, and they cannot finish it again. Hernandez attacking it, and again for the second time tonight, ending in the back of the net. He's there, but not the ball.
Good service in the box, well driven, and he's just not able to react quickly enough to the bounce. The short hops him, and he's not able to redirect.
How often do you see Chicharito miss a chance like this, though? 9 out of 10 times, though. That's on the inside of the foot and back of the net.
And for goal scorers like him, and you would know this as well, Taylor, sometimes when it's your day, those balls will hit you right smack in the face and go in the back of the net. That's the kind of luck that you get as a goal scorer, and it just doesn't seem to be happening for Hernandez tonight.
30 goals in 45 appearances for Mexico, which is not bad at all. The last 2 at the weekend. Is their last moment, one last moment of drama left in this, I wonder. Here's Reyes, done nothing wrong at all. Standing in for the skipper Rodriguez. Salcido. Almost invited to come forward again. Reina coming inside. Flicked on again by Dos Santos. Once again, the defending is tight and good and disciplined by the United States, who are now sitting pretty deep, almost on the edge of their own penalty area. Looking to wind down the clock. There'll be some tired legs and minds out there now. Reina helped it forward. Here he is again. He's been quite bright since he came on, to be quite fair. Reina once more. It's nicely worked, but it's poked wide of the post. Dos Santos trying to explode into the action late. Not since the 1970s has any American player being given a second cap in a big game against Mexico. Beasley filling that role tonight and will be pleased with his night's work. Goes in behind Dos Santos here. Guzan will get there first, though. Anywhere will do as far as the USA are concerned now. Are they about to collect only their second away point against Mexico in World Cup qualifying in history? How much stoppage time will there be? Reina again. It's a bit long. And out to play. Guardado won't get that. There will be 4 minutes of stoppage time, which may seem like 4 hours to Omar Gonzalez and Matt Beasley and co. Next games, by the way, don't come around till early June, so plenty of time to think and take stock. Shea couldn't hold it, and it's given Reina the chance to run at the American defence. Looks like he should have been on from the start, the way he's come in here to influence things. Guardado, we've not seen quite as much of him in this second half, not yet anyway. As he fouled there, maybe unnecessarily really by Cameron. That was a bit of tiredness. It's got a booking as well.
And there's just absolutely no reason for Brad Davis to commit this foul. You have Guardado going backwards. Now you give Mexico a dangerous set piece where they'd love to hit this dangerous in-swinger. Salcido's on the ball right now, Alejandro. The second goal against Honduras, he's going to hit this right in front of Guzan.
And the US should know that because they've been watching tapes. That area they should be cutting off.
Well, and it looks like Clint Dempsey's going to sit right in front of the 6-yard box near post.
It was an unnecessary free kick to give away. It was Brad Davis, I beg your pardon. He's got that yellow for it. Now then, what happens here? A nervy moment here for the US. Goes a long way, but it's defended by Beasley again, who straight away is talking to his fellow defenders, telling him to get back in shape and concentrated. Yet another corner. Oh, it's frayed nerves time, this. Here comes the corner kick. Guzan with a great punch away. Last few moments. Mesa plays it deep. Still not away. Big header, Omar Gonzalez. Only as far as Reina, though. Fires one in, and Guzan has to claw it away. Not sure whether that was creeping in, but Guzan took no chances. It's a frantic finish. It's the 14th corner Mexico have had in the game. They decide to go short. It's deflected. Oh, and it's turned wide of the post in the end. Moreno up from the back. And it's yet another one. Well, this is the Alamo, isn't it? USA want that whistle. This might be the last chance for Mexico. And it goes safely behind. Looks like it's going to be 2 goalless draws at home for Mexico at the start of the Hex, Alejandro.
And it's absolute disappointment for this team that expected so much coming into this hexagonal.
Nearly there. Jürgen Klinsmann, Martin Vasquez behind, Andreas Herzog, the coaching team. They want the whistle now. How much more, they're saying to the referee. They've had a favour or two maybe from him along the way tonight. And he blows for time. The USA get a priceless away point. Only the second point ever in the history of World Cup qualifiers away to Mexico. And it was a heroic rearguard action. And they will celebrate that like it's a huge win. First of all, Taylor, your verdict.
Well, think of the week Jürgen Klinsmann and these boys have had, where the controversy with the anonymous quotes in the article in Sporting News, then you go have to deal with the elements in Denver. You get 3 points. Any questions, Alejandro? This team has answered any kind of adversity that has come for them. What a week for Jürgen Klinsmann and the boys.
The game against Costa Rica was considered to be a test. That was actually a pop quiz. The big test was tonight. The thesis presentation was tonight, and they have actually aced that test tonight.
A great performance, I think, and I'd give a man of the match to Omar Gonzalez. Agree with that, guys?
I'd give it to both. I'd split it right in half, because I think Matt Beasley, in only his second cap, I think both of them deserve it.
Frustration, though, for Mexico. Goalless here, and I'm sure there's lots for Bob and the team to talk about.
Stomach-churning tension in exquisite moments of defensive discipline and 15 corner kicks. Alexi Lawless with me, Casey Keller, Jorge Ramos. I'm Bob Lee, and in the group right now, Panama leads with their home victory tonight. Costa Rica picks up 3. The United States on 4, and there are the Mexicans with another goalless draw. Jorge, I must ask you, Jorge Ramos, it was interesting the way, and Ian mentioned near the end of the game, this crowd did not turn on this Mexican side. I know there's anger. We saw Chepa de la Torre talking to the official about the 2 non-calls, and certainly they'll be talking about that for weeks here. there was almost an acceptance from this crowd what was happening in the last 5 minutes.
That's right. I mean, the crowd tried to help the team all the way to the end. But the crowd never played the game outside either. I don't think it has any impact in the game, the crowd. Not even in favor of Mexico. Usually they turn around against their own team when things don't come up the way they want it. But today, I mean, was I don't know, nothing that put some extra effort for Mexico to come with a victory.
Well, it's the second golden point in qualification for the United States. Here at Azteca, you played in that match 16 years ago. You're an old defender. What you saw on an American back line had to make you feel rather proud.
I saw a classic U.S. performance. I saw a performance that was historical, obviously, on the day, but also took the best part of what makes the American team good and what has been successful in the past. Solid defending, 15 corner kicks. Didn't matter. You marked up your men. Every once in a while, you got a little bit lucky. You had a good goalkeeping performance. And I thought that there was much more possession than in the past and good quality possession. So I think that Jurgen Klinsmann takes a lot of criticism. And I think some of it is justified. But the reality is that he deserves a tremendous amount of credit for the results that he's been able to achieve this week.
He said, how will these players deal if they have to swim in the cold water into the test? And they're stroking rather nicely right now to the gold medal stand. They have the point. Our good hand save of the night brought to you by Allstate and Casey Keller. What a job Brad Guzan did. This is the late save.
Exactly. Sees it a little bit late. Looked like maybe an offside call could have come, but good skips in front of him. Knocks it out nice and safe. Brad, not the busiest guy save-wise throughout the game. Couple little things in the first half, but really played a very well-controlled match. Crosses, organizing his defenders, coming outside the box when he needed to. Excellent, solid performance from Brad Guzan.
And the substitution patterns made by Jurgen Klinsmann, he was not bunkering in. He was not parking the bus in the second half. These were certainly the first two offensive substitutions, trying maybe to get 3 tonight.
Yeah, and trying to get some people out there that could possibly run, especially as Mexico got more and more desperate and started throwing more and more ahead. But I tell you what, that back four, we talked about their inexperience and their youth. Beasley and Omar Gonzalez, my goodness. Jurgen Klinsmann told us this morning that this is his team maybe 65% of what it really could be. I'll tell you what, he's got some things to think about in terms of the talent that was on display here and in Denver.
What will the conversation be like tomorrow morning here in Mexico?
What a poorly performance from the national team. That will be the conversation. I don't want to take anything away from U.S. I think they did a very good job. It was a very pragmatic team, but Mexico was far from being a good team tonight, and that helps. I tell you what, U.S. suffered less today than the victory in the friendly game a few months ago.
Well, Jurgen Klinsmann began his managerial career with the United States with a draw against Mexico, the win of the friendly last summer, and the golden point in qualification tonight. Much more coming to you from Azteca. We'll be back.
Who thinks more is better than less? Okay, why?
More is better than less, because if stuff is not if there's less stuff, then you might want to have some more, and your parents just don't let you because there's only a little bit.
Right.
We want more. We want more. Like, you really like it. You want more.
I follow you.
It's not complicated. More is better. And AT&T has the nation's largest 4G network.
Be one with it, and it will be one with you. Be one with your tires, and the road will be one with you. Hang up tires.
Suits aren't just worn 9 to 5 anymore. So right now it's buy one, get one free on most everything in the store. Because today, men are looking just as good off the clock as on. You're gonna like the way you look. I guarantee it.
I got that power. I got that power. 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 Power.
Our mission is to escort the enemy to the gates of hell. Now I pull the trigger.
G.I. Joe Retaliation.
Best 2 out of 3. Nope.
Rated PG-13.
Opening day isn't a day, it's a feeling. It's time to start saying things like ribby, chin music, and WebGem. Baseball's back, and it's about to take the stage. The 2013 season begins Sunday at 8 on ESPN.
You can find out. Contact Matt in facilities. He'll help you out.
And one more thing. There's a glitch in the AC. The air conditioning is broken. It's going to shut down tonight at 5 o'clock. Seriously, we have got to get this glass frosted.
Yep.
Only Mazda is so obsessed with the future of driving that it's revolutionizing everything. Skyactiv technology makes vehicles stronger with 2 top safety picks and more fuel efficient, like the EPA estimated 40 mpg Highway Mazda 3 and the 2013 Mazda CX-5. No compromises. We build Mazdas. What do you drive? Now get the 2013 Mazda 3 with Skyactiv technology for 0% APR for 60 months plus 500 APR cash.
So I paid my rent online and the money hasn't showed up yet.
Late rent, what's new? Okay, all right, Carla. Carla's landlord. Carla's money's out there and we have to find it. Soft hands. I feel it. It's out there. Do you guys feel Carla's money?
I think I do.
I don't.
Can you ask it if it's okay?
It doesn't really work that way.
I just wish I could be with it again. We could go shopping.
How about the rent?
We were curious why some banks take so long to deliver your online payment. We can deliver most online bill payments within 24 hours. Fifth Third Bank, the curious bank.
Well, they're getting ready on Football Picante outside Estadio Azteca. ESPN Deportes, you can watch them at 12:30 Eastern Time, and also boot on up to the boot room, ESPNFC.com, and tweet us your questions. We'll be here as we sign off, and of course, we'll be checking in on SportsCenter with analysis and highlights of this game. Scoreless draw, big point for the United States, and the 3rd consecutive draw for the Mexican national team. Final thoughts, Jorge. What did you see tonight?
Well, what I saw tonight, that's what I said. Mexico with a very poorly performance, I think, as a consequence of the effort they made last Friday in Honduras. I want to believe that. They have time now to regroup, to see what is happening, and to come up again at the top level in CONCACAF.
Yeah, they have to come up to that level. They've not been there yet so far in qualifying.
You have to look at Beasley and Omar Gonzalez, stepped up tremendously. Then you have to look at Mexico, and they have to find a strike partner for Chicharito. He can't do it by himself up there.
Let's go now to, Alexi, the 2 calls, the non-calls that have the Mexican coaching staff beseeching the referee. Michael Bradley, Chicharito in the first half, off the ball.
Yeah, and it wasn't the smartest thing for Michael Bradley to do. It could very well have been a penalty. And this one, all right, even I have to admit that that's a penalty. Maurice Adu coming in from behind. Okay, fine. But you know what? I talked about being a classic American performance. You need a little bit of luck. You come into Azteca with this type of team. You play well. You play defensively well. I think that the U.S. Fan base should be proud of this performance. And I think for Jurgen Klinsmann, when he looks at it, he's going to take some incredible positives from the individual performances and collectively. You heard Herculez Gomez. We heard him a little while ago talking about that they came together as a team, and that's important.
Scoreless draw. The United States 0, Mexico 0. Coming up next, SportsCenter. Korea Dark, Taylor Twellman, Alejandro Moreno, Alexi Lalas, Casey Keller, Jorge Ramos, John Sutcliffe, and Monica Gonzalez. I'm Bombly, the USA with a major point tonight here at Azteca. This has been a presentation of ESPN. Stand by for SportsCenter. We'll be back with more. Another historic evening in qualifying for the USA. Whether you're a fan of El Tri or the red, white, and blue, this is a special place at a special moment.
This is SportsCenter.
USA-Mexico, bitter rivalry with World Cup qualifying implications. The Penguins win their 13th, and how teams hope to keep the heat from history. The women's tournament, Brittany Griner with 3 dunks. Florida Gulf Coast better than Florida. Plus Manti Te'o's draft prospects and more on Robert Griffin's return on SportsCenter. Welcome to SportsCenter from Los Angeles. Can we kick it?
You can.
Along with Neil Everett, I'm Stan Verrett. The U.S., one of the favorites to make it from group qualifying to the World Cup in Brazil next year, but so is Mexico, which only added to the buzz Tuesday night.
Yeah, you got the soccer angle, and you've got the social angle, and you add it up, and you have what some folks call the greatest international rivalry in the world. 100,000 plus at Azteca Stadium in Mexico City. Bit of a grudge match after the U.S. won here for the first time last August. That was a friendly. This was an unfriendly. 8th minute, DaMarcus Beasley out of position, pushes Javier Aquino. He's going to get a yellow card. The talk was that Beasley would be picked on, and Mexico went at him right away. So you got an early yellow, and now you're going to get another one at the 20th minute. Matt Beasler and Giovanni Dos Santos tangled up. Beasler gets yellowed. That's like playing with one hand tied behind your back. Minute later, chance for Mexico. Chicharito, Javier Hernandez can't get the header to go. And then in the 28th minute, another chance for Chicharito, but he's unable to finish. U.S. defense closing down well. Still, Chicharito known as a guy who more often than not will put that in the back of the net. He's never scored against the United States, so 39th minute, that was the Altidore. Big against Costa Rica, great passing to Michael Bradley, but loses it there. And so the United States with one of its better chances in the first half. 43rd minute, Carlos Salcido, the lob for Aquino, who collides with Brad Guzan. Don't tell me that soccer is not a contact sport. Guzan able to save that, and then the putback there, although the yellow did come out, so it would not have counted. So we got zip at the half, and the Mexico team booed as it was walking off the field. Not full out boos, but enough you could hear. Aquino in front of Beasley in the 52nd minute, and that's a bit too high. So the pressure still being put on Guzan and the United States. Dos Santos with the moves. Graham Susi. Check out the move he made right there to keep Mexico scoreless. That's a great head of hair for him. 76th minute, Maurice Edu takes down Aquino. No penalty is called here. Mexico furious that nothing was called. And don't tell me a tie's like kissing your sister. Don't tell these guys that. Mexico with issues with the officiating. That and all else will be addressed by our experts shortly, but zip, your final. So CONCACAF final world round standings, as this is a World Cup qualifier. The United States is now third in the standings behind Panama, who took the lead, and Costa Rica. The top three teams qualify for the World Cup in Brazil next year. Reaction after the match.
Very valuable point on the road. I think when many people doubted us, when many people said, it couldn't be done, that it was over, we came together as a group. We showed just a tremendous attitude, a tremendous, just will, a willingness to sacrifice for one another. On the field, I think that spirit that you saw, that emotional intelligence that we managed was just something else, and it's really impressive. And I've got to applaud my teammates. This great group of guys, and I couldn't have asked them for any better.
So in 75 World Cup home qualifiers, Mexico has lost just once, and they've been tied just 6 times. Yeah, so Gomez sounded like he was talking about a victory, which in effect it comes down to for the U.S. getting a draw at Azteca. And you started the show asking if I could kick it, or if we could kick it. Yeah. Well, that's in question, but Bob Lee, he can kick it. No doubt about that.
Thanks, guys. It's a golden point for the United States. I'm here with Jorge Ramos, Casey Keller, and Lexi Lawless. It was a night when Jurgen Klinsmann, for the last week in training camp and leading into Friday's game, knew that he had decimated backline because of injuries. Puts Omar Gonzalez back in center back, only his 6th appearance with the national team. Clarence Goodson with a hamstring comes to him and says, "Coach, I can't go 90." And so there's Matt Beasler, only his 2nd cap in Azteca against the Mexicans. DaMarcus Beasley back to left back, which he hadn't played since whenever. There's the United States defensive organization on the night.
Yeah, it worked out perfectly for Jurgen Klinsmann and for the U.S. I think this is a classic U.S. performance in terms of the individuals, guys looking at an opportunity and grabbing it with both hands, young guys and experienced guys, and collectively a team coming together over this last week. And look, Jurgen Klinsmann takes a lot of criticism, and some of it is justified. But the reality is, in this last week, the results that he has been able to achieve under some pretty adverse situations on and off the field, he deserves a tremendous amount of credit.
So a young and somewhat makeshift back line with Brad Guzan. We talked before the match about the ability to communicate and anticipate, and for the keeper, Guzan in for Tim Howard, to have that, and they were a well-tuned watch tonight.
Yeah, very much so. And what was nice for Brad Guzan was, for some reason, Mexico couldn't find the target. So it was easy for him to kind of get into the game early, had some nice crosses, got a few touches on the ball, had a few little shots in the first half that were pretty comfortable for him, but when he was needed to come up with the big save late, he was able to do it. Big punch late in the game, clearing the pressure, did exactly what he needed to do, didn't chase the game, and played perfect.
Mexico frustrated. They created, Jorge, the opportunities. They had the 2 non-penalty calls, which, of course, all the talk shows down here will be talking about for days, if not weeks. But there was frustration. They had their chances.
They did have their chances, and I didn't utilize them. I think very poor performances by Aquino and Guardado really hurt Mexico, because Mexico is very good on the flanks. And being Beasley in a position that is not natural for him, we thought that it was the good night for Aquino. He didn't perform. Gio Dos Santos went behind Aquino to obligate Beasley in a 2-1, and they didn't read the game well. But I want to give all the credit to U.S. They did great, a fantastic game. Omar Gonzalez was great, but the rest of the kids also did a great job.
You see people emerging into new starting roles on the U.S. national team. Jurgen Klinsmann began his tenure with the U.S. national team with a draw against, yes, Mexico in Philadelphia. That was in August of 2011. He came down here last summer with the United States national team and fashioned the first ever victory in Mexico. Monica Gonzalez caught up with Jurgen moments after this point, this draw in qualification tonight.
Well, Coach, you are undefeated in Azteca. What's the secret?
Well, I think tonight really was an amazing team effort. I think tactically we were very well organized. You know, we shifted well. We closed all the spaces down. Everybody worked hard for each other. Even if we left last Friday in that kind of a snow blizzard game against Costa Rica, we left a lot of energy there. But the guys were outstanding. Our back line, you know, many said inexperienced. I mean, they deserve a huge compliment.
Now, you have taken some criticism for having so many different lineups, a different lineup in every game. 59 different players have gotten a cap underneath you, but come June, you're going to have a lot of options, a lot of guys to pick from. What does that do for your plans moving forward with this team?
Well, it's important that we build a deeper roster, but we're also doing that not because we'd like to, because we were hit by so many injuries, by other situations of players that don't play right now. So we have to always to make the best out of it. And when one guy is not here, that's a huge opportunity for the next one stepping in. And I think the guys that stepped in here, they really took their chance.
What do you think about the play of Omar Gonzalez?
I mean, outstanding, the back line outstanding. Matt Beasley, Omar, how Bees played the left back role. It's just, it seems like his whole life he played that role. It's really wonderful to see these guys that they take on these challenges, and it's a huge challenge in front of 100,000 people. And it seemed like it didn't bother.
Thank you so much for your time, Coach.
Thank you.
Well, Jurgen Klinsmann rolled the dice and came up in his favor. Let's talk about the 2 incidents in the game that had the entire Mexican team and coaching staff surrounding Walter Lopez, the referee for tonight's game, at the conclusion of this game. 2 non-calls. Michael Bradley on Chicharito was the first one.
Michael Bradley, you'll see, oh, that's not what you're supposed to do. A little push very easily here in Azteca with the pressure the referee's under. Could have gotten called. All right, this one, you know, that is a penalty. That is definitely a penalty. But you know what? If Mexico is just relying on this individual moment for them to win a game, then they got problems. I know there's a lot of talk about how Mexico didn't do this and Mexico didn't do that, but the fact is, Jurgen Klinsmann and his team came in, and I thought that they put in a really good tactical performance in terms of preparing for Mexico and dealing with Mexico in the moment.
There was talk of playing high pressure by the United States, and through the first moments of the match, yes, there was some of that. Then reality set in as, of course, Mexico had possession, Casey, but they were able to bunker it in, and about the 30-minute mark of this match, you could feel the momentum switching.
Yeah, exactly. You know, Mexico put some good combination plays together, got behind the U.S. and had the opportunity, but didn't take it. And then the U.S. started to get more into the game. They started knocking the ball around. They get his little 1-2 touches, pass through a pretty loose Mexican midfield, which was a little bit surprising. And they made those adjustments in the second half, but the U.S. definitely got some confidence from that.
Very quickly, Jorge, changes coming for Mexico, do you think?
I think they need a playmaker behind Chicharito to create opportunity for him and for the rest of the gang. No question about it. He has to do something. I mean, Chepo de la Torre.
And Chicharito has yet to score on the United States, one of the great finishers in the world. Unable to put it past Brad Guzan in the U.S. defense tonight. Scoreless draw, major point. Big moment for U.S. soccer here in Mexico tonight, guys.
The tie drops Mexico from 3rd in the CONCACAF standings to 5th, but according to our Soccer Power Index, Mexico still has an 86% chance to qualify for next year's World Cup.
I'm going international, Neil. Spain and France, Group 1 World Cup qualifying. 5th minute, no score. The cross across the face of the goal, but Xavi lifts it over the bar. Missed opportunity for the Spaniards. 58th minute, still no score. Ignacio Monreal on the left wing. Crosses it to Pedro. And Pedro will do the rest. And that was enough. Spain wins it 1-0. And the Spaniards move into first place in Group 1 with 3 games left to play.
I'm going to see your Spain-France raise you. England-Montenegro, Group H. I say England, you say Wayne Rooney, right?
Yeah.
I said it before you could. Header from Rooney in the 6th minute off the corner kick. England up 1-0. 76th minute, still 1-0. Now Montenegro with the corner kick. And watch Dejan Damjanovic. Sticks with it. And ties it at 1. Extra time, the free kick for England. But the Montenegro goalie makes the save. Montenegro remains 2 points ahead of England, leading Group H after the 1-1 draw.
But wait, there's more. Let's hop on board the SportsCenter Express for more qualifying action. Italy and Malta, penalty kick for Italy. Of course, Mario Balotelli's going to take it. He scores 7 minutes into the game, 1-0 Italy. Then Balotelli tap in for another goal. He had a pair. That was all Italy needed. They win 2-0. Bolivia and Argentina. Lionel Messi beats 2 defenders, feeds Clemente Rodriguez. His pass headed home by Ever Banega, past the goalkeeper. It's a 1-1 draw. Argentina on top of the qualifying group with 24 points from 11 matches. Germany and Kazakhstan, 23rd minute, scoreless. Marco Reus passes the ball through the defender's legs to himself and then scores. He had a pair of goals, and Germany wins 4-1. Netherlands and Romania. 56th minute, Netherlands up 1-0. Arjen Robben, great control, cut back, finds Robin van Persie. Check out the header. Over the crossbar, over the keeper rather, bounces off the crossbar. Van Persie with 2 goals, and the Dutch win it 4-0.
All right, Mexico, USA, again, 0-0 your final score. Guzan, huge in the goal, and the United States at a venue that Mexico has only lost once in 75 matches and only tied 6 times in World Cup qualifying matches. United States walks away with a tie. Hey, coming up, more on what that has done for the U.S. and Mexico's quest for World Cup qualification. Hey, 100,000 plus people can't be wrong.
Only the best dishes make Applebee's 2 for $20 menu. And our newest entrees are just bursting with the jazzed-up flavor of Bourbon Street.
Alan, come on, let's get to the food. People are hungry. The new Creamy Cajun Steak and Shrimp on our 2 for $20 menu. 1 app, 2 entrees, only $20. See you tomorrow.
Look at the players at the end of a game. Look at the guy at the end of the bench. The guy who only knows how to play at 1 speed. The guy who runs through screens and brick walls. The guy who protects his hoop like it's his home. Look closely at all of them, and you can see it right on their sleeves.
When's he getting back? I'm starving.
Here he comes.
Thought I told you no mustard.
And you forgot the onion, Snake Eyes. Nice.
The
This is America. We don't let frequent heartburn come between us and what we love. So if you're one of them people that gets heartburn and then treats day after day, block the acid with Prilosec OTC. And don't get heartburn in the first place.
One pill each morning, 24 hours, zero heartburn.
This is a reason to look twice. The stunning Lexus ES. Get great values on your favorite Lexus models during the Command Performance Sales Event. This is the pursuit of perfection.
It's the end of an era.
All the parties, the stories. I'm gonna miss your smell.
You were my first.
What? I knew it. I knew
It's
it.
true.
Oh, man, I'm sorry I broke your leg. I wrote a song. Sorry. Here we go.
Keep the good times going with the crisp, refreshing taste of Bud Light. Here we go.
Whoa. Check out this new couch.
The Florida Gators are struggling in the punishing heat.
Everyone I see just wants to watch it gritty, but I just see the signs I jump.
Reigning 2006 Finals MVP.
They say you gotta toe the line, they want the water, not the wine, but when I see the signs I jump on that lightning bolt.
Sports Center from Los Angeles. Brought to you by Bud Light. It's the sure sign of a good time. Here we go.
Big questions for Team USA had to do with their defense. They had a makeshift lineup of defenders in front of a backup goalie.
Yeah, the backup goalie is Brad Guzan, and Monica Rivera is with him after the 0-0 tie.
Brad, huge point for you guys tonight in Estadio Azteca. What was the biggest challenge for you out there?
I think obviously getting off to a good start. We knew they were going to come out in the first 20 minutes, so it was important to have a good start to the game, and I think we disrupted the rhythm to the game, and that's a credit to the work rate of the guys in front of me.
Talk about those last 5 minutes, so many corner kicks. How did you keep everything organized?
Yeah, it's always going to be a bit hectic and a bit crazy, especially late in the game. You're never going to come to a place like Azteca and go out and have it nice and easy. So we knew at some point it was going to come, the pressure was going to come, and we were able to deal with it.
Talk about the defense, the guys in front of you. Why were they able to be so successful in both of these games?
Well, I think they're the professionals first and foremost, and they're able to adapt to situations, deal with difficult situations they're put in, and help each other. There's a lot of criticism coming in that they weren't going to be able to come together, including myself. And I think the back four, myself, and everybody tonight really put in a really good shift in terms of working with one another and making sure we got a result.
Hey, there'll be no replay of the USA-Costa Rica Snow Bowl. FIFA denying a protest by the Costa Ricans, the basis of their protest. But you can see, Costa Rica couldn't stand the weather. Said, among other things, it threatened the physical integrity of the players.
It's been an interesting offseason for Redskins quarterback Robert Griffin III. The Oscar winner for Best Documentary wore a pair of Griffin's colorful Adidas socks to the Oscars and then tweeted a picture. I don't know if you missed that. Griffin's hometown in Texas named a boulevard after him. And just Sunday, Griffin completed a pass to an elephant at the circus. You can look it all up. It's all online. He's also been rehabbing his injured knee. You may know about that. Noted orthopedist James Andrews did the surgery and said Griffin has been superhuman in his recovery. And Griffin says he'll be throwing passes to humans wearing burgundy when the season begins. In a text message to ESPN, Griffin wrote, "My goal is to return healthy in week 1, but if I'm not ready, then I'll wait until I am, however long that is. My first NFL season and my injury that ended it showed me a lot about the league, my team, and myself. I know where my responsibility is within the dilemma that led to me having surgery to repair my knee, and all parties involved know their responsibilities as well."
Well, the United States won at this stadium for the first time last August. That was a friendly. This was an unfriendly, but it was a bigger deal for the United States.
The Women's Basketball Championship, Sweet 16, begins Saturday on the networks of ESPN.
Your financial goals can seem far away at first. But with the right tools and a little patience, they get closer. No matter the conditions. As an investment management leader, the principal has more than 130 years of experience to help you reach your dreams. Learn ways to build, grow, and protect your financial future at dreamagain.com and contact your advisor.
Jackie Robinson, man in white baseball.
You don't belong here. I'm not going anywhere.
42, the true story of an American legend. Rated PG-13.
You find out life's this game of inches. One half a step too late or too early, and you don't quite make it. 1/2 second too slow, too fast, you don't quite catch it. The inches we need are everywhere around us.
Every inch, every minute, every second, we chip away at building greatness. Introducing the new 2014 Jeep Grand Cherokee. It is passion given a purpose. It is the best of what we're made of.
You can't mess with perfection, but you can moisturize it.
New Gold Bond Men's Lotion. Skin strengthening proteins plus 7 intensive moisturizers. Dry skin becomes healthy, good looking. New Gold Bond Men's Lotion.
Man up with Gold Bond.
Only one place takes you inside golf's most prestigious event. The Masters Mosaic from DirecTV. Watch 6 screens of enhanced coverage on one channel, including 2 marquee groups and every swing at Amen Corner. All in crystal clear HD. Plus, expanded player stats, highlights on demand, and more. The only place to experience a major like this is DirecTV. The Masters Mosaic begins April 11th, starting at Channel 701.
Back in the saddle.
Got her fixed up since the accident.
Sounds like a weed whacker. You need an
Allstate agent. They guarantee your bike is always fixed with genuine parts.
Hey, man, you want to race?
Are you in good hands?
Sports Center from Los Angeles. Brought to you by Roundup Extended Control with the one-touch wand. Spray once. Stop weeds for up to 4 months.
So you know that Costa Rica match was cold? The one the
one with the blizzard.
Yeah.
Was it cold?
40 degrees warmer in Mexico City in the United States. Hot!
Whether you're a fan of El-Tri or the red, white, and blue, this is a special place at a special moment.
When USA plays Mexico, it's just something different. We're definitely going to try to take it to them.
We have respect, a lot of respect for Mexico, but we don't have any fear.
What a night this might be. Torres, Nilo, they're looking for the near post and could not quite finish it off. Mexicans have dominated the ball. Had a couple of chances, will feel they should be ahead by now, but they're not. Mr. Pace, nice turn as well. Cuts it back. Aquino, is that a penalty? He do. I think that's a penalty.
Yeah, he's late.
Really got away with one there, I think, the United States. They decide to go short. It's deflected. Oh, and it's turned wide of the post. Well, this is the Alamo, isn't it? The USA get a priceless away point. Only the second point ever in the history of World Cup qualifiers.
See what I'm doing right here?
He's hard at work.